this is what baby stands for. So coming here is to study, get certified, to get qualified, so that you're not just saying things out of your head alone, so that you can help more people, you can have better understanding, you can understand yourself. And like you said, here you don't judge. Sometimes when I talk to couples, I'm like, how do I even handle these things in a way that I don't judge people, I don't take sides? You understand? So those are the those are the things I look forward to learning here, to become a better person. And at the end of the day, I want to have my own firm, counseling firm, where I can help people, I can family. Mine basically is just family. I'm family focused. Teenagers, children of the family, husband and wife in general. So that's why I decided to go for the course relationship, couples, and family counseling. Thank you, ma.
Interesting. Baby Fola, are you still in Ibadan?
No, I'm in Lagos now.
In Lagos now. Okay, when you got married, you moved to Lagos.
Yes, ma.
So all those things you were doing in Ibadan, what happened?
Marriage has its challenges also, ma, because as soon as I got married, baby entered into it. Fine, I stay around Bega, and there are some schools around Bega that I've visited. For government schools, I've been to like 3 government schools. But government schools will not just allow you to speak with them. They will tell you to go to the Ministry of Education, get permission, and the likes. So I've only been able to go to about private schools, I think 2 of them. But because of the pressure for time, family things, and other, I've not been able to, other than the one I do in church.
Yeah.
So I've not had
I can imagine the impact you have made in Ibadan. And I can imagine you living and nobody even continues to do that kind of thing. And you can imagine what you are seeing, why you were doing all of those things and leaving all those things behind and nobody to even continue. Now imagine the state of mind of those teenagers, what they are currently going through if there's nobody to even talk to them, right? So I feel like in our society, we are going through a lot. That's the truth. Everything around us. And like the student will normally say at the institute, they will say, Dr. Tolu will say, we are messed up.
Yes.
But I think we are. And
yes,
by the time you start going in, you will understand. By the time you start going into these classes, you will understand what I mean by the fact that we are messed up. And it's like there is no even hope in sight, and that is why people like you and I, we have to do, our part, whatever we are able to do. My own part is to at least train people like you, encourage you, ginger you to go out there and make sure that this passion of you are able to make it to do something for me. So I'm actually surprised that you said you went to Unilag, right? I'm surprised they even took you for your master's, right?
Excuse me, you said, I didn't get that, ma.
They took you for your master's in counseling?
No. I didn't even check the results. Because I wrote the exams.
They will not take you. That's one of the problems in this country. They just make our education system so strict, so rigid. At the end of the day, you read, and then they throw into the real life situation. You cannot do anything.
Yes, you cannot function. I agree, ma'am.
Function in real life situation. So if you did do counseling in your first degree, now you want to do your master's, they will tell you no. They will make it so difficult for you. They will tell you no, that you should go and do first degree counseling, for crying out loud. A lot of our students have those kind of experiences. Meanwhile, if you come to the Institute of Counseling, if you take certificates in counseling and you apply a lot, I know at least 2 of our students that have applied for scholarship. And I know so many of them that have applied abroad. With your certificate in counseling, you apply abroad, they will give you psychology, not just.
Wow, interesting.
They will just make it so difficult for you. They will make it that, do you know what it takes to be a professor? Do you know what it takes to be a doctor? And then they want you to struggle like them. No, and education has gone beyond all this our archaic style of teaching and educating people.
Yes, ma'am.
So they will not. Now, so one of the things we do at the Institute of Counseling is to make, I'm still going to talk about that, make this so easy for you in a way that, we have students, currently we have 2 students currently at the Institute. One is just doing, I think he's starting his diploma today, just finished his certificate, starting diploma today. And one started the certificate last week, both of them are doing their masters in psychology. And if you tell them to tell you their experience, with their masters in psychology and the few things that they've done at the institute, they will tell you the difference. So what the institute does is to teach you the practical aspect of counseling, so you can be able to go out there. I mean, they give you a life case scenario. This person cannot sleep at night. Help this person to sleep. It's as simple as that. It's not like all the thing that in school is theory. Help this person to sleep now. And that's what we do at the institute. So really, and I've been there. I've been through, when I started, say like 15 years ago, I don't even have a place like this where I can give a call or chat with somebody. I have a lot of unanswered questions in the field of counseling. Nobody to answer me. Nobody knows nada. The people I'm even trying to run to, they are even running to me because I was already running a radio show then. So people that I was trying to say, oh, let me go here, maybe and take something, take a course, they were even calling me to come and tutor them. And then in my head, I feel like, oh, this is not what I'm looking for, right? So I have to start looking for how to find my feet, find answers to a lot of questions. I mean, so it's my joy now that people can call the institute and ask questions. I want to be a marriage counselor. There's nothing like that in Nigeria a long time ago. It's either you go to school and read your guidance and counseling. And you discover that most of the time when they graduate from school as a guidance and counseling teacher, graduate, it's more about teaching. So, or school counselor. So most of them, you have guidance and counseling, you're teaching Yoruba, you're teaching geography, all the problem in our society today, all the mental health problems. So you can imagine. So in most cases, they graduate and they just go out there and enter into teaching and start teaching Yoruba and chemistry. I mean, no.
Yeah, so sad.
Yoruba and geography. Those are the common subjects that they give to guardians and counselors. I think it's a very sad situation. So, Gbemisola, I'm glad to have you in class.
I'm glad to be here too, ma'am.
So, for me, I was restless when I wanted to do this. I know it's in me. So when I talk in those days, I used to say, this is a calling for me, my passion. You can feel my passion when I talk, because I personalize my experience. I was restless, I was sleepless. I was doing different kind of business as a then, but I still couldn't find that desired fulfillment. And that is why, I mean, it's even been proven, according to research, that your mental health is connected to your calling or your passion or your dream, what you were born to do, to your purpose. There is something that you were created to do, and your mental health is connected to that, because you are going to be on top of your game. You are going to feel happy. You're going to be able to help other people. You are going to be fulfilled. You are going to, work become, enjoyment for you, because and all of these things are what is going to make, these are the things that contribute to your state of mental health. And that's how you know that your passion, your purpose is actually connected to your mental health. You are not doing a kind of job where you are miserable, you are sad, you are unhappy, you are waking up to go there in the morning, you are feeling funny, right? So, welcome, Gbemisola. And
thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So let me go to Martins.
Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Martins.
Morning.
My name is Martins. I live in Abuja.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here to join this course to learn some new things that I never knew about before. My driving force to join the school is that I saw that there's so much need for men to be helped. Both adult men, single or married men need help to become better men and become more responsible. I saw that there was a lot of programs to help women and children all over the world, but I don't see much help being done for men to get help in terms of being better people. And then if you bring it down again, the responsible man signifies a responsible home, and vice versa. When the man is irresponsible, the home becomes irresponsible, whether he likes it or not. It affects his home, affects his society. So I just came here to seek for help in terms of being equipped, so I can face this new task in my life and make it relevant to them, to myself too. Yes, ma'am. I do consulting on by the side, and then I get involved in church things too, where I talk to people in church. But I know that I need more than that to be able to be more effective, to helping them to have answers to their problems and ways out of their problems too. So I believe this is the best place I can come to get all of that, to be equipped to get this delivered. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir. This is interesting. I have a radio show, and I was talking on Saturday on my show that it's like, I mean, you see this area you want to take is such a very special area because
Wow.
I think for a long time, men, everything that a man wants, so two things actually. The first part is everything you want as a man, it's like it's dropped on your lap. Yeah, you don't struggle for it. That's the first part. You don't struggle for respect, especially as an African man. You don't struggle for control. You don't struggle for position. You don't struggle to be a leader, the way a woman would do. Automatically, you assume the role of a leader. You take charge, you control, so it's like an automatic system that is in place. So a lot of times you are not even equipped for what you are doing because automatically you just fall in line. You have been, it's like the society has been arranged in a way that you assume that role, whether you were trained for it or not. That is one part. Now, that is on the positive side. Now, on that positive side, the implication is for a woman now has to struggle to be in control, have to struggle to be a leader, have to struggle. So have to struggle for everything that a man is not even prepared for. And that is why you notice that most women, they do better because in most cases, they have to fight for it. Unlike a man, he automatically assumes it. So he's not prepared.
It's true. It's true, man.
Right.
Wow.
So that's one part.
Very true.
Now, and because of this, women now have, so there's more, because women have to fight for all of this. So there is need for, women emancipation, girl child, because of the control that have gone on for too long for the men,
wow.
It made them to just relax. And then women are marginalized for too long. So you start seeing women emancipation, women liberation, girl child deliverance, all of those things, they are needed because you have to struggle to be heard as a woman.
Wow.
Now, because of that struggle, then there is need that you now give, how do I put it now? It gave birth to more of women and girl movement, women and girl child movement, because of the need to fight for that space. Now, that is the reason why you begin to see a lot of women, and it's not like even women are even there yet, but at least the fact that they need to fight for that space is giving room for more movement on women and girls' parts. Why the men? Because it's a natural role. So they don't even do it. And the problem with that now, which is the second part, is the fact that women are gradually taking over. It's not like it's a battle, but like it's not like it's a competition, but it is what it is. So for the men, now the role they are not prepared for, that they assumed automatically, has its implication on their mental health. So I'm going to give you a scenario. You are expected to be a leader. You are expected to be a man. So all those be a man, men don't cry, what is wrong with you? I tell people, when they tell you to be a man, they are telling you, in other words, die in silence. That's when you hear the word be a man, it's a simple way of saying die in silence. Because emotions will never go away unresolved. So what you do is, they are like cancer. You are concealing them, you are hiding them. You are dying in silence, they are eating you up. But because it's mental health, they cannot see. People cannot see. If it is cancer, they will say, oh, you have cancer, you have headache, or you have this. But because this is mental health, people cannot see, and this thing is eating you up gradually, and can even cause cancer physically.
Wow.
Because most of your mental health issues, they lead to physical health problems. Now, having said that, let me give you a scenario of a child, a 5-year-old child. By the time we go on, you will understand what we talk about when we talk about the stages of development in children. There are ways you are supposed to develop from age 0 to 2, which we call infanthood, then 2 to 7, which we call early childhood, then 7 to 11, late childhood, and then 11 to like 18, which is the adolescent. Now, there are ways you're supposed to develop physically, mentally, socially, cognitively, in different areas of your life, in all of these stages. You're going to understand all of that later. Now, so maybe at age 5, for example, that's the early childhood. That is when you are learning to discover yourself, understand what is even going on in your body. You are learning to make friends. You are learning to make meaning of the world around you. You are learning to understand how to relate. You are learning to connect words to actions. So if they say sleep, it means that somebody has to close his eyes and lie down. So you are trying to make meaning of the world around you at that stage. And at that stage. So there is a boy and there is a girl. And a girl, a baby girl, a 5-year-old baby girl falls down, and everybody runs to the baby girl. Oh, princess, come on, stand up. Don't cry. Come on, don't cry. And then she picked up and they were carrying her. A boy of the same age falls down. And the next thing, and the boy wants to be crying, like, are you crying? Come on, clean your face. Are you not a man? Man, don't cry.
It's true.
Imagine this thing happened and the boy could see the girl child. In his head, he would be wondering. He doesn't even know why they are doing that. He's confused. Why? Why are they so nice to her? Why do they hate me so much? And that's how you grow up. That's how you grow up. That's just an example. Messed up. That's how you grow gradually, and then you now become a man. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and the person was like, wow. We were coming from a meeting, and the person was like, wow. The person is a grandmother. In fact, it was actually my old girls' association. She was like, wow. Because I told you, she was trying to talk about her husband, and by the time I analyzed it, she was like, you are indeed a psychologist. Because I told her that control is huge for an African man. Everything for an African man is about control. Even if they have a woman that is ready to support them, as long as that money is not coming from them, they don't feel like a man. Because you have been conditioned wrongly in a certain way. Because you are a man, you must die in silence. You must not cry. Don't you have blood running in your veins?
It's true.
So when you look at all of this, you begin to see the problem with our men. Massive problem. So this area you are looking at, I think is a beautiful one, is huge. And like I said, this is what I usually tell our men. Because I'm a sex therapist and I talk about sex on my radio show. It's really a sex and relationship show, majorly sex. And then when they call me, the people that call the most are the men. You see them crying. They cry on radio.
Wow.
Because they are suffering. Because the women are taking the power now and they cannot cope. The men cannot cope. They are not wired to cope. They have been conditioned, especially as African men, not to be able to cope. So they struggle. For example, you want to make love to a woman, and every time you are making love, the woman is just rubbing your ego, and the woman is just saying, come and do it. And maybe the woman is even faking it, and you are happy. You are feeling good, your ego. The day the woman come out and say, can you do it like this? You lose your erection. Because you do not want to be challenged, because you feel like you are losing that control. And then you'll be drinking, they will be drinking all these sex therapists that is collecting their money. They'll be selling all the nonsense to them and they'll be drinking. When your problem is actually psychological.
It's true, man. Wow.
So it's huge. It's a very huge area. And I think a lot has to be done. And I normally tell the men on my show that the tables are turning against you people. And you guys are not even realizing it. You still think it's in those days. In those days, my dad had like 30 wives.
Wow.
It's not even those days. It's not too long ago. He died not too long ago. So he has like 30 wives. So imagine all those men that have 5 wives, 10 wives, 20 wives. Is it the woman, is it that kind of wife that will be complaining of, I've not come, I want orgasm. Orgasm, what's orgasm? You just want the warmth of your husband. Sometimes you just even want to have a child. And that's what the man is saying, it's like a dawn. But these days, the woman have needs, have dreams, have passion, understand herself and want orgasm, and you cannot cope as an African man because you have been conditioned in a certain way. So it's huge.
Wow.
It's huge. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I mean, I'm glad
Thank you very
that
much.
you are doing this, and I think you have a lot of ground to cover. And I normally tell people in the field of counseling, you need to do the work of advocacy because counseling is young in Nigeria. Even though people are even talking about it now, they don't even understand it. A lot of people are just talking about it, they don't understand it. Imagine when I'm in church and they said they do what they call altar call. You know, if you want to give life to Christ, you should come to the front. And when people come to the front, they say, oh, the counselors are going to take your number. That thing, I get pissed when they say stuff like that because the counselors are not people that take people's number. Those are not counselors. Those are admin officers. They are not the thing. Administrative officers help you to collate, details of people. You don't call those people counselors.
It's true.
It shows us the mindset of people about whom a counselor is. So you need to go out there and talk. So in most cases, when they invite me to talk, before I deal with the problem, before I go to my topic, I will first of all expose them to their problem. So you understand that there are issues all around us. So I think the area you are looking at is huge and is commendable. And the fact that you are in Abuja, I don't know if we have any man in Abuja zone. We actually have alumni in Abuja. And we will introduce you to them. So you familiarize yourself with them. You can talk to them. And I think they have their meetings and all of that. So you can also exchange ideas. You have programs that will support you, come around to help you. All right?
Wow.
Okay. So
thank you so much.
Does anybody have comments or questions or opinions? I said if you have question or you want to make contribution to what anybody has said, you can.
Yes, I have a contribution, man.
All right.
Yes, once again, this is Tommy Waziri. I want to celebrate all the women that are here. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you. Oh, you reminded me.
Yes, and
for us.
Especially Dr. Tolu. You are such a...
Thank you.
Dr. Tolu, I heard you on radio the last time, and I was so blessed. I listened. I learned a lot. You are a great woman, man, I must say. In fact, I've learned a lot from you. And concerning what you said about men crying, I cry you. And I just like what you say, man, I feel you are more brave when you cry. It means you are human. You are more human when you cry. Men that don't cry are cowards. That is what I believe, man. Men that don't cry are cowards. So that's my contribution, man. So happy International Women's Day, rather. So all the women in our lives.
I will play a song for the women. I actually plan to do that.
Yes, so.
Thank you, Tommy, for reminding me. I like the fact that you said that women that men that cry.
Let me call you. Let me say that.
I wish society can teach men, or parents, or the social system can teach men. If you cry, then you are brave. But that's not the other way. That's not the way it is. It is the other way around. It means that if you are crying, you are weak. That's the way the society is conditioning us, right? Okay. So I'm going to move to Barakat. It seems where you are is not bright. What happened?
The projector was turned off. Good
Oh,
morning, ma.
is there no
Good
light?
morning, everybody. There's light, it's on.
Oh, and it's still this dark. Okay.
It's just, yes.
All right.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
So I'm Barakat. I'm a biochemist and a writer. And I've always been very good at listening. Like I'm a natural empath by personality. So I love to listen and prefer, try to help people. So for like the past 5 years, I've been involved with an online app people where you can counsel or listen to people. So when I discovered the Institute of Counseling, I decided that, oh, I could actually, get licensed and actually take this up and actually, be able to provide more help to people around me. So my core area counseling or crisis counseling, because that app where I was involved in, I see that a lot of people that came on there, they either had issues with depression or they had like a kind of crisis they were going through. So this brought to my attention that a lot of people are actually going through a lot of things and they just look for someone to talk to, somebody to help them out. So this was what brought me to the Institute. So I hope that at the end of my studies here, of course, I intend to still go for the advanced levels and even, so I hope at the end of this, I'll be able to provide more help as a licensed mental health counselor to people.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barakat. So you were talking about an app.
Yes, 7 Cups. It's a mental health wellness app.
Oh, yes, I know.
So
But you
you
mind
know,
telling us
yes. So
more?
you can sign on it.
Yeah. You might
Yes, you sign up as a volunteer listener. So they actually have psychologists, they actually have therapists, then they also have listeners who they train, then you sign, people can, it's like a chat app where people chat you up. So you pick up the chat, then they tell you what issues they are going through and what help they need. Just that having someone to talk to and then to listen, you listen to them and maybe you help them clarify their thoughts and stuff. So they go back feeling much better. So it's
Interesting.
called 7 Cups and it's a very, very,
Yeah, but it's an
yes.
international app, right? If I'm not mixing it up with
Yes, it is. People from all over. Yes, yes.
yeah,
People come from all over the world. It's an international hub.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We should have something like that here too.
Yeah, we should. At a point, we wanted to have what we call
Yes.
assistant help, put all our counselors there, but I mean,
Okay.
it's a bit complicated. But now we are in Bookings Africa. What we did now was partner with Bookings Africa, so we can register. But even with the Booking Africa, you can
Okay.
imagine if we are the one. With all the Booking Africa is an app, both on iOS and Android, Google Play Store. And
Yeah.
so they have
Okay.
all the professionals, they have makeup artists, they have photographers, and they now have a place for counselors and therapists. So it's
For
supposed to be,
counseling.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should have one counseling alone.
But what we were actually trying to say, oh, let's use this to test the ground. It was meant to be a larger platform, where people can actually go into. I mean,
Okay.
maybe you are looking for a photographer, you can now see a counselor and feel like, I need to talk to a counselor, or you are looking for makeup artists. So we now have like what do you call it now? Just like we are under the Booking Africa. But even with the Bookings Africa, people are not booking counselors. So in my head, I'm feeling like, you know what? It takes a lot of money to build an app. Imagine we have built an app now, and then people are not coming. But I think it's
Well,
something.
it's something we can work towards.
Yeah, we can work towards.
Yes.
So the
That we
book
can work towards.
was meant to be like our
Yes.
starting point, but maybe I'm not too encouraged with
Okay.
what's happening with Booking Africa. Or maybe if we have our own, maybe we can grow gradually. Maybe people will.
Yes, that would be nice.
But the truth is, I
Yes.
don't know if you know Larry Olushola. Larry is a coach,
Mm,
and he has a coaching app, Coach Me.
okay.
That Coach Me app, in fact, up the money that he spent on that Coach Me app is not a small money. It's not, because he spent a lot of money doing the even on TV. There are TV jingle, radio jingle. That thing did not work.
I think maybe because Nigeria here, we prefer to go to the pastors and rather than
The one that I
that
know
could be
that
a
is
factor.
working now, I know doctors, the doctor telemedicine. What's the name of this?
Telemedicine.
Yeah, this doctor. What's the name? There's one doctor app, medical app that is really working. I think you subscribe with 1,000 or 2,000 per month. Then there is my paddy.
Okay.
My paddy is also working. My paddy is concentrating on. They will say they have counselors, but they're really concentrating on sex and sex toys. They are now selling all those products, and then you have counselors. And at the end of the day, everybody that have gone to my paddy and come to me as a client, they're always complaining that it's just ordinary people that are there that they call counselors. Maybe people like you that the 7 Cup calls listeners.
Yes.
But in Nigeria, they still call them counselors
Yes.
and put them there. So those one will just listen to you, and then
Okay.
you pay 2,000, and then nothing will happen. But I think we can actually look into it. Something we should, at least
Yes, that would be good.
the institute should champion it. All right. And then you write.
Yes.
What do you write on?
Well, I write short stories. I also write articles like about things I see around,
Hmm,
and I also author books too.
interesting.
Yes.
All right. So you're welcome, Barakat. Okay, so I think we have met.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we met Bemisola, we met Tosin. Okay, so is Barakat is using Tosin's phone. So if you can change it, please change the name. So we have Barakat, we have
Okay.
Bemisola, we have Martins. I think I just hope Tommy can solve his network issue. I notice it's just going in and coming out, and you really need to settle in class. Then I'm seeing Esther, but I think I know Esther very well. Esther is just doing a refresher course, right? Esther, you are not
Good
part of.
morning, ma.
You are just trying to refresh
Good,
your
good morning, ma.
good morning.
Yes, ma. I'm not part of this class, but I'm just trying to catch up with some things, ma.
All right.
That's why I'm in this class. Yes.
Okay.
Thank
So
you, ma.
yeah. So for now, there is Martins, there is Bemisola, there is Barakat, and there is Tommy, 4 of you. Hopefully the other person will join. So now that I've known you, we have known each other, let's move on. I'm trying to see that, I mean, at least by one, we should be out of this place. So why Institute of Calais? Please don't forget that I said I'll play a song for the women to celebrate International Women's Day. Don't let me forget. So why should you study at the Institute of Counseling? Remember, this is meant to be an interactive session. This is an orientation class. It's not meant to be a class for teaching, actually, just to familiarize yourself with what you are to expect at the Institute, familiarize yourself with our courses, and then with the Institute. Why the Institute also familiarize itself with you, all right? So it's okay to say we are #1 in Africa. I don't know if you have been Googling and you've been searching and you've seen any other counseling institute in Africa. Of course, we have students who have studied in some parts of Africa and come around to study at the Institute. By the time they start doing our case study and they join us, they always tell us, like, we are very proud that we are happy that we are here. So our experience will make us to say that we are #1 in Africa, experience with our students. Of course, we train professionals. We have students who have degrees, masters, and even PhD in counseling, psychology, and related fields. We are Institute because we help you understand counseling. And I think I've touched on that before. We have people, there's one particular lady that actually really touched my heart who had a PhD. Currently now is even not taking it seriously because she didn't complete her study. She had PhD in counseling and then she came to the Institute. She's an event planner now. And I look at her and I feel like, wow, what you have in your hand with all the problem. Where she's in one of the states she is one of the states where there is a lot of problem, you know. I'm feeling like you are doing event planning, and even the event planning she's just building it, but she feel like it's more promising than counseling. And you know, I can tell you a lot when it comes to our educational system and counseling because I've been there. I've been there. In fact, my first and second degree has nothing to do with counseling, and that should interest you. And I'm currently doing my PhD in counseling psychology, right?
Wow.
So I could give you a lecture on how our you don't even know how many PhD thesis defense that I've gone through in Nigeria. The way they will make me feel like we don't care what you know. All those professors, we do not care what you know. We just make sure that you have gone through the first degree in counseling or second degree and second degree. That's all we care about. I get that a lot. But for me, maybe because I've taken my time with this in this profession. So whatever you say is your business. It's not my business. It has nothing to do with me. Because you are talking based on your experience, based on the information available to you.
Yeah.
So you do not know me. So why should I be defined by what you say?
Sure.
So I just move on. I move to the next place where I can be admitted, where I could be accepted. And Africans, I don't know, a lot of things are wrong with us. And these people with all I'm going to tell you one experience. I'm trying to run, but so much to say. You know, I went to, it's Unicar actually. So I went there and I want to do PhD. Of course, I already have my master's, even though it's not in counseling. If you have master in social sciences abroad, they will take you for your PhD. They just want to look at your experience. What have you done in this field? And then by then I've gotten like 10 different diplomas in the field of counseling. I've gotten like 10 different diplomas, and then I have my master's in social sciences. So what? And I've been practicing for like 10 years. So why can't you take me for my PhD?
Yeah.
And they said, no, if you see them, all those women. And I tell you this is one of my experiences. Now, almost everybody that came for that defense that day, I could say 90% were from 90% were from that University of Calabar, right? Then like 10% from other parts, you know, from very close from the east, actually, mostly from the east and south. But I was the only person that came from Lagos. And you can imagine, I searched around. I've been to Unilag, I've been to LASU, I've been to Ife. Before I now decide, you know what, if these people are not helping me, let me go to Unical. And then I went there, I prepared my thesis to come and defend it and all of that to see if they are going to admit me. I sent all my credentials across, so they invited me. So it was a whole day affair. Now, like I said, almost everybody finished from that school. If you are in class, put on your camera, please, right? So I now noticed that. So they were now just, we're just because we have been there since like 6 a.m. They didn't even attend to me until like 5. You are going to call me, go in and defend. People were going in. So it was, then we have been talking, all of them have been talking. I sat with them and was listening, But I know that I was looking different. That's the truth. I was looking like a negotiator. I don't know. Maybe the way I dress. And one of them was telling me, Dr. T, this is your dressing. Can you remove this your bead? Because all the women all the people you are going to meet are female and they are professors. So you look intimidating. So she was telling me I should remove my bead. I should just tone down a little bit. And I told her, no, I'm going to be myself. So funny enough, there's not even one single man in that panel. So that is a problem for me. When we talk about women, we understand how this are, So we've been gisting all day, but by the time they were getting, so people were now around 3 p.m. People were now talking about themselves, what you do, what you don't do, and all of that. So when they got to my turn, I told them that I am the executive director of the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, and I practice as a marriage counselor. In fact, I've not even gone to the institute. I said, I'm a marriage counselor and sex therapist. And then all of them gathered me. Yeah? They were like, how? Like, people come to you, like you take them in like one-on-one. I said, yes, that's what I do. And I've been doing that for like 10 years. This is how do you do it? Now, I tell you, 90% of these people, they finish from that unicar. And I wish I have any of them, because some of them actually want to come to the institute. They finish from Unica. So the majority of them, they did their first degree and second degree at that Unica. And then when I told them I'm a marriage counselor and sex therapist, they were baffled. And I'm not exaggerating this. All of them now gathered me. I should tell them, how do you do it? Do people call you? They don't even know the process. They call you and then they book appointment. I said, yes. What do you mean? Are you guys not supposed to? And then and they were like, no, just explain to us this. And I started explaining to them this. And then that now took me to the Institute of Counseling part. And they were, all of them were baffled. They're like, wow. So you mean you can be a marriage counselor? I said, yes, marriage counselor. And then even me, I was also surprised that they were surprised, because I feel like you guys are all of them, in fact, so many of them, they've gone for their thesis and they are still there. They've defended their thesis and it has been approved. They've been given the PhD, course, and they are still sitting with me that I don't even know my faith. And then they gathered me and I was explaining to them. They said, so what's the process like? What do I give to them? How do they come to me? So what happened? I cannot lie to you. It's one of the experiences I will not forget, because I feel like I don't get it. You people are supposed to know so much to make you understand our educational system. So at the end of the day, I tell you, I took Uber. I was staying at Transcorp in Calabar. So I took Uber to come to the place. They took me. At the end of the class, they followed me. They took me to a restaurant. They gave me food. They followed me to my hotel. I still have, two of them are still my friend, that they still talk to me. They are on my WhatsApp, that they want to see if they can come to the institute, that they want me to guide them on the process, how they can start a practice in Calabar, how they can start a private practice, how they can start taking a counselor. So you see our problem. Imagine the problem with that. I went to see this woman, Itagiwa, I don't know if you know her. They call her Mama Bakasi in Calabar. Yeah. If you listen to a story of that Bakasi, you know how many children that woman has? She has like a school of children. It's not like a school, but she has like a home. Okay, a home. She will go to that place, to that Bakasi, because they are living on top of Atlantic. She will they pick children from grand. It's not like you don't know the father, you don't know the mother, you just pick the children. They just roam. So people roam around, babies, they get pregnant and they make babies, and then you pick them up. In fact, I think I want to bring that woman to class one of these days. You just pick the baby, and then nobody is going to ask you. You don't know the father, you don't know the mother. Because people die anyhow, because they take a lot of drugs, they drink a lot because the weather is very cold. They drink a lot and there is no ambition, no dream. They fish, they just live. They just exist and they have sex a lot. So a lot of abortions, a lot of death from complication from childbirth, a lot of, So she would just go there. Anytime she see, and they can find, the children can be so fine, fair, very fair. And then she would just pick the fine ones. She said she can pick like 2 or 3. When she was saying, I can pick, I said, pick. Like pick? She said, yes, they don't have parents. They just exist in the community. Anybody that see food, give to them. Anybody see, they just grow, and that's it.
Wow.
In Calabar, in that same Cross River State, where some people have masters in counseling and cannot do anything. Because the system say you must be this, you must be that, you must follow this protocol. You see the problem.
Wow.
So I just look at them and I'm like, what's my own? If you like, you don't take me, it's your loss. It's your loss. And those ladies, they still contact me till date. Look at the issue of, if you go to some remote part of Cross River and Akwa Ibom, you'll be shocked. I mean, of course, we know about Akwa Ibom now, about the fact, the way they label their children and say they are witches and wizards. Oh gosh. Wow. Let's not even go. The problem in Nigeria is too much. And then you will now have masters. They will tell you, you know what, you need to have doctorate before you can counsel people. Let me look at your charts. Okay, told me, say my phone is malfunctioning. I want to restart. Oh, okay. I noticed that it's struggling, coming in and out. So you see, when I say we help you understand counseling, we do it the way it's done in developed world, where they make it easy for you. All they want to know is that the society needs you. Then we are going to give you the basic skill to help people professionally. As soon as you have the basic skill, go out there and do something.
It's true.
1 second, please. Okay, so we break it down for you. We personalize that, and that is actually the job of an institute, you know, to teach you the practical aspect of whatever you want to learn. So we want you to be able to counsel people, to be able to help them. Not that they will give you somebody, somebody said I cannot sleep, make me sleep. That's why I'm coming to you. So we want you to be able to help people to be where they want to be. We want to give you real life scenario, practical scenario, real life cases scenario. And that is why you remember when, if you have gotten your reading material, you understand that what we do is give you case studies. For this, your certificate in counseling, you have 10 case studies. And case studies are like real life scenario. Those are like your exams and the tests that we do at the Institute. I will teach you how to answer those case studies. I will explain that to you later. But we are still on the point of we train professionals, and then we have students who have degrees, masters, and even PhD. Like I told you earlier, we currently have 2 people at the Institute who are studying now. They are currently running their masters in psychology. And of course, they are in a better position to even explain to you what I'm trying to explain to you. We help you start your practice with ease and make counseling easy for you. If you want to start your practice, we help you. We guide you. We make it easy for you. A lot of our students are doing wonders online. I see them and I'm like, in fact, I've told them I want to stop following everybody. You know, I see them and I'm feeling like, wow. And I'm sending them inbox, messages that, you know what, I'm proud of you. I see what you are doing. I mean, the issues are so many. See, let me break it down for you. I don't know if this is a good time to even talk about that. Anyway, don't worry, you'll get there. So we make counseling easy for you because we practicalize the profession by using real life case studies. You are better off with us than studying abroad. We blend Western-oriented counseling theories with African realities. So what do we mean by that? So a lot of our students, I mean, we've got a student that will have said, oh, I've taken certificates somewhere, I've done diploma there, or I want to go abroad and study. You are better off with the Institute of Counseling. Why? I'll tell you. I have clients. I have a lot of clients who are expatriates that are living in Nigeria. I have many of them who are not Nigerians, but are living in Nigeria. And I tell you, when I started my practice, I struggled with a lot of stuff. As in, I was just trying to find my balance. There's nowhere to run to like the Institute like this. So I joined the British Association of Counseling and Psychotherapy. And then I joined International Marriage and Family Counseling. I just want to practice. I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So, you know, they will send you the ethical guide, you know, this is the way things are to be done, ethics and all of that, how you have to practice. And in one of the ethics, it is stated that your session should be 45 minutes professionally. By the time you are getting to 50 minutes, you have like just 5 minutes to round up. So by 50 minutes, you have nothing to say to your client. You are exhausted and your client is also exhausted. Now, when they said that, me in Nigeria, I want to follow best word practices. So I want to spend 50 minutes for my counseling session. I tell you, in 50 minutes, a Nigerian client is still introducing himself. And I was struggling. God, I want to follow what best practices. Our cases are different, forget. Now, it was later I began to realize what was going on. You see, counseling is everywhere in the West. Do you understand? They understand it. It's part of their culture. It's not our culture. They tell you, in fact, our culture is that you don't carry your matter to outsider. That is our culture.
It's true.
So it's not in us. But for them, if they notice that maybe they have a 2-year-old, maybe he's sleeping too much, or he's too agitated, or he's not talking too much, they take the child to a counselor, to a therapist, to a psychologist, to examine the child. They do all of that. They are not sleeping well, they will go and talk to a counselor. Their friend is not laughing at them very well, they will go and talk to a counselor. Because they just want to live life to the fullest. They're not Oyibo. I mean, if you look at the way they go for holidays, you will understand how they are different from us. They just want to live. For so many of us, we are just existing. We are not living. You know, so because these things, you know, it's in them. As teenagers, you know, they have questions, they look for answers, they talk to counselors. It's a part of their culture. Even their HMO, it's there. You can talk to counselors, you can book, you know, with your HMO. Even now, Lagos State government has an HMO plan that has just been rolled out. Mental health is not part of it. As exposed as Lagos is. You know, mental health is not part of their HMO plan that they are just rolling out. But in that place, their HMO, their schools, you walk into counselor, the school counselors in Nigeria is teaching Yoruba or teaching geography. So they don't even, you don't even have the guts, they don't even see the need. So by the time and a white, a Western person is coming to you for counseling, maybe she's coming to you because she cannot sleep. It is very easy for you to locate the reason why she cannot sleep, because she's going to be very open and she will tell you, this is my problem, or I just noticed, or my boss is so harsh, and then I get intimidated and I cannot sleep. It's not that easy for an African person. Number one, it's not even wired to open up. Number two, in most cases, he doesn't even know where the problem is coming from. Maybe the problem started 2 years ago. I mean, when he was 2, the reason why he's not sleeping at 60 happened when he was 2 years old. But for a Western child, I've been able to see a child counselor, a teenage counselor, a grief counselor, a bereavement counselor, everything, you know, when they are growing up. So, but in most cases, when they are coming to your office, that is their first time of seeing a counselor. So you will solve the problem of childhood, you will solve the problem of teenagehood before you go to the adulthood problem. So you want to use Oyibo style 50 minutes. They've not started talking. I struggled. So I'm just trying to make you understand the difference between, say you want to go abroad and study, we understand it here. And by the time we start going on, you start seeing the implication of culture on your counseling session. You need to understand people's values and their culture, how it influences their decisions and their thought pattern before you can be able to help them. And that is why you cannot rule out culture. And I will give you another scenario. I practice as a marriage counselor. And in International Family Counseling Association, Family Marriage Counselor Association or something, it is stated in the ethics that it is better. They didn't say it's compulsory, but they said it is better for you to see your couples together for the first session, right? And of course, it makes sense so that you can understand the power dynamics between them, you know, how one is probably relating with the other. So we call it power dynamics between the two of them. You can read their body languages. You can understand the level of interaction, the mechanism between the two of them. So it is better to see the two of them together for your first session, even if you want to separate them later. So me, I want to follow what best practices. I'll bring my couples together. They will just be looking at me. Nada, I will not get. I will struggle and struggle and struggle. As soon as you separate them, you will hear secrets. And then in my head, I'm like, I think I cannot do this power struggle and all of that to understand. Let me just understand them separately. So currently in my practice, I don't practice. I will see you separately before I will see the two of you. And it's been working for me. And I did not discover this until I started having clients that are not Nigerians. Even with all my education and study, I did not know, I was still struggling with this problem. By the time I started having clients who are not Nigerians, and I will tell them, in most cases, I will tell them, I will see you. When I say I will see you separately, they will tell me, no, we want to come in together. Ah, okay. And when they come in together, so I give you a scenario of one. So this lady came with this guy, this is his first marriage. The first person he was engaged before, but this is proper marriage. This is the first person he got married to. But the lady, that guy is the third husband. That one will not even happen in Nigeria. You are marrying a woman that are married 2 times.
3 times.
And this is your first time of marriage. Your family will not even allow it. So already to make you understand that culture is huge. So the two of them, as they came in, even in my head, I'm already like, third husband, first wife. All right. I already knew that in Nigeria, that in Africa, that would be hard. And then, so when the lady was talking, she was now like, you know, the two of them, they were now just talking, you know, talking with me. She said, and then my first husband was an asshole. And then my second husband, oh, that one was a mess. And the husband was saying, oh yeah. And in my head, I'm like, okay. Nigeria couple. My first husband was an asshole. My second was a mess. And your current husband will be saying, oh yeah, no. It won't happen. So I begin to see that, you know what, this is huge. So that's why when we are teaching you at the Institute, we open your eyes to most of these realities. So you understand that you need to understand the way, if you really want to practice in Nigeria, or you want to practice with Africa, you also need to understand the way it works. So that's what I mean by you are better off studying with us because we exposed you to all of this. And of course, I don't know, this is another long one if I have to talk about this, counseling theories. Now, for you as a counselor, one of the things that distinguishes you from a lay counselor are theories. You don't practice from your head. You use theory to help your clients. But unfortunately, all the theories that we are using, I don't know of any that was made by an African, were propounded by the West. So we now need to find a way to make these theories our own and be able to, because we also need to follow what best practices, at the same time, match it with our current realities. And that is why I always encourage our students, even if you are not a researcher, maybe you should start thinking of propounding a theory. Maybe we can have a Barakat theory of human imagination, Barakat theory of male-female relationship. As in, let's just have something from us. And I keep encouraging our students to look at all of that. I know it might look like I'm speaking in Latin when I talk about theory, but as time goes on, you will understand what theory is, all right? Let me not bore you too much with that. And of course, our course contents are rich, and of course, we keep developing, right? So I'm going to come here What is counseling? Let me see if I have any comments here. Oh, okay. So let me start. So in your own word, in your own understanding, whatever you think counseling is, tell me. I'm going to start with, let me call someone. Let me start with Bemisola. In your own word, what is counseling?
Okay. In my own word, I would say that counseling is an an offer to help people navigate through issues, to whatever issues they are going through. In my own word, I
Please,
would,
one
yes, in my
second.
own word, that's just it.
I want to get my pen.
Okay.
Counseling is an act of navigation.
Okay, so please, so sorry about that. Please come again.
Okay, I said in my own word, I would say that counseling is an offer to help people navigate through issues of life.
Hmm.
In my own word,
Okay.
because basically what I think that counseling does is that it helps people. It's an avenue to help people who are confused, who need to just understand how to go about a particular issue. So I would just say that in my own word, it's just an offer to help people to navigate through issues of life.
I think I like that. I think I like that. Navigate, help people to navigate through issues of life and
Yes.
avenue to help people who are confused. I mean, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense.
Thank you,
So,
ma. Thank you.
Tommy,
Ma,
what is counseling to you?
to me, counseling is an act of listening, digesting, and after digesting, helping the person to solve a problem. It can be a mental problem, it can be an emotional problem, just helping the person solve the problem. Navigating that person towards solving that problem, because most times you can't solve the problem for the person, but it's an act of helping that person to go on a path to help that person solve that problem.
Thank you
So
so
to me, that's counseling.
I like the art of listening. And I like what you just said, that in most cases, you cannot help the person. So see, you are not a problem solver. Counselors are no problem solvers. In fact, let me know. I'll go back to all of that. So let me just allow you guys to, before I start giving expose. Okay, Martins.
Okay. I think it's guiding someone from the point of challenge to see a way out, even mentally, and move forward from there to where you appreciate solutions to the problem.
Guiding to see a way out and move forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Barakat.
Yeah, I think counseling is the act of helping someone develop a clarity of a problem which they have currently. so they can actually now solve the problem. So you help them have more clarity with the hope of them, working out a solution. Yes.
I like that. I like that. Helping people to have a more clarity of the nature of their problem. Okay. Who else have not spoken? Tomi, I've spoken. Martins, Barakat, Bemisola, Rosalie.
Hello, everybody. I think most people have said everything. In my own words, counseling is a service offered by a professional to somebody to actually help the person understand their problems better as a pathway to them trying to resolve them.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, I mean, I think everybody has spoken well. You all have spoken well. And I like the part of clarity of the problem. I think Barakat said something about that, and Rosalie said something about that. You see, sometimes people come to you. They know their problem, but they don't know the solution. They cannot find a way out. But in most cases, they don't know. They don't know what is causing that problem for them. And in most cases as well, they don't know, but they think they know, which is actually the worst part. They don't think they know the solution to their problem or the nature of their problem, but they don't know it, but they think they do. That's the worst case scenario. And I'm going to give you an example. I had a client who, so it came because anytime they have problem, he and his fiancée, because they are engaged, anytime they have problem, he will call people. We will call family, call friends that, oh, see what she has done, see this and this and that. And then there's this particular case study, and then he came to my office because the fiancé said, you know what, you need to go and see a counselor because we are not matured enough to handle relationship. Every time we have issues, we keep calling people. Can't we sit down and solve our problems by ourselves? So go and talk to a counselor and find a way you can be emotionally stable enough to handle relationship. And this guy went on and, on, trying to tell me how he does not know how to handle relationship and all of that. And I'm like, everything you are telling me, I still don't see this problem. I don't see that you have this problem that you are telling me you have. Okay, can you give me a scenario? That's a very good way. So you can tell them to give you a case study so you can have a better understanding of what they are trying to describe to you. Now, by the time you go on in counseling, you will understand that one of the major skills you need in counseling is empathy. We might say, oh, we know empathy now. Is it not putting yourself in other people's shoes? No, it's deeper than that. It's a skill you have to learn as a counselor. When you are putting yourself in their shoes, you are genuine. That's another word, genuineness. It's another skill you need. So you are not pretending about it. You are not trying to do it because you are paying me. Or you are doing it because you genuinely want those people to feel better. So when I'm empathic towards you, I want to understand your problem. So for example, let me give you a scenario. Like if you are gay and you come to my office, I'm not listening to you because they say counselors should not judge you. No, I'm listening to you genuinely because I care about you. And how do I get to that point? Do I get the capacity to be able to do like that? Because I can put myself in your shoe. In putting myself in your shoe, I enter into your world and I understand what drives your action. I will go into your world. See, let me tell you, counseling, my husband calls me Oracle. Counseling is more like reading people's mind. By the time we talk about development of counseling, you find out that counseling actually developed from all these what do you call them, herbalists or oracle or people that does all of this stuff. That was how counseling developed. That was where it came from. It's just a scientific way of somebody will say, you want to get into my head. Yeah, a scientific way of getting into people's head. I can tell you what is going on in your mind just by listening to you. That is why listening, somebody mentioned the act of listening, digesting and helping the problem. I think it was Tomi that talked about act of listening. Listening, it sounds so simple, but it's a skill you also need to learn and develop as a counselor. So while I'm listening to you, I want to understand what drives you, why you think the way you do, why you act the way you do. For example, if while I am listening to you, I found out that you were raped while you were 2 years old, you were constantly molested. Maybe that was why your gender identity was messed up or your sexual orientation was messed up, and then you now decide to be gay. I mean, it might not be that, but I'm just using this as an example. Now, if I enter into your world and I feel what you feel, it's going to be very easy for me not to judge you. So that is how you go in, you experience what your client is experiencing. Then you will be in a better position to make decisions when you are talking to your client or to relate well with what your client is going through. So this particular guy was now telling me he was trying to convince me about how bad he is when it comes to keeping relationship. And I was trying to I didn't see this. So give me a case study so that I can understand you better. Because everything you are trying to prove to me that you are, I'm not getting it. I want to enter into your world. I want to understand you. I want to know why you think you are whom you are. And then he said, okay, the one that happened the last time was because I went to our house. I mean, this is an apartment that you rented for this person. You rented the apartment. You don't even have the key. Your own apartment that you are using, she has the key. You know, so all of those things, I mean, so those were pointed to me that they are already issues. Okay. So anyway, so they were having issues and they were having, misunderstanding. And then they stopped talking to each other. And then he was trying to make up and call, and she was not picking. And she said, if you are not picking my call, I'm coming to your house. But normally he must call before he comes to our house. And that one was already a red flag for me. Why do you have to call before you go to her house when she can come to yours without calling? So he got to the door and I told the lady, I'm at your door. If you do not open the door, I'll break this door and I'm going to cause a scene. And the lady now said, okay, fine, open the door. And then he ran straight to the bedroom and then to the bedroom. I saw a guy run out of the toilet. Now, the question I asked him is, why did you walk straight to the bedroom? Why were you checking? So it means that number one, there's already a problem in that relationship. You don't even trust. So there's already a trust issue. For you to believe that there is a man in the house, something is wrong. Now, so that means that you believe there is a man in the house. So you actually believe that she might be sleeping with another person. So if you believe that she might be sleeping with another person and then the guy ran out of the house and you got angry and you were calling people, what should you have done? She said, maybe I should. And he said, the fiancé said they should have sat down and talked it over themselves. Okay. So you feel that your fiancé is cheating on you in an apartment you go for her, and you think calling is too much. Okay. What other thing could you have done? He said his fiancé felt they should have sat down and talked. I said, okay. If it's not you, another person, what other thing do you think they could have done in that scenario? You have somebody you are getting married to in a few weeks, actually, and you find out there is another man. You find a man and you believe that she's probably sleeping with that person because I have to establish that. And then you say, yes, you actually thought she's sleeping with the person. And okay, so what if it's another person? What do you think they should have done? Give me possibilities of different things people could have done. And he was like, oh, if the person has a gun, the person could actually shoot the person. Because they might feel like, you know what, you are sleeping with my fiancé. If they see a knife, they could stab the person, they could fight, they could run after the person, it could become, so different things. So we talked about different possibilities. And out of the possibility, it seems that the least is the one you have done, calling people to report. So if you believe that your fiancé is cheating on you, and you call her, you call her mom to report her, and she feel like you have problem and you should go and see a counselor, and you agreed, you don't think something is wrong with you. Maybe your fiancé is a person that should actually be seeing a counselor for being in a, if you told me that, oh, I don't believe she's cheating, then, okay, that one is a different, but for you to know that, agree that she's cheating, and then you think that she should not see a counselor, you are the one that should see a counselor. How could you be in a committed relationship and be cheating? Then you are the one that's supposed to be seeing a counselor. Maybe if we have to now deal with my own, we can deal with it later. But the first level is to deal with why you are cheating in a committed relationship. If you do not see it like that, then something is wrong with you. You don't think so? And then I started psychoanalyzing him, and I found out that, in fact, he has low self-esteem. The main point is he does not want to lose that girl. He has been losing relationship and is desperate to get married and is ready to do anything. Now, this is a part he didn't mention to me. So they will hide those parts from you. Now, when you know your onions, you will work towards that part. All the hidden material, all the repressed material, you will bring them out. By the time you bring them out, you throw it at their face. It's more like, they become very vulnerable. And that is the truth that you are looking for. Now, this person tried to make me understand that the reason he's coming to me is this, but his problem is actually another problem, as you can see. Your problem is not that you are calling people. Your problem is that you want to be in a relationship where somebody does not want to be with you because you do not want to lose the person. So you see, a different ball game for what he told me that he came for. So sometimes they think they even know their problem, but they do not know. By the time I started analyzing his problem for him and all of that, because I told him, tell me about you. Tell me about your past relationship. And when I see the antecedents, it was even obvious to him that, wow. And he was like, wow, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I actually knew this is my problem, but I wasn't processing it properly. So sometimes they think they know, they do not know, right? And then, so counseling is, help people to navigate through their issues, just like Bemisola said, and an avenue to help people that are confused. Sometimes they just don't know what to do. So when they come to you, you expose them to their options. You expose them. You can do it like this. You can do it like this. You can do it like this. Which one will you do? Now, you are not a problem solver. The solution your client is looking for is in your client. Your job is to help them to connect to that solution. That is counseling. Counseling is taking people from where they are to where they desire to be, where they can function optimally, where they can live life to the fullest. And how you do that is help them to weigh their options and make the best decision for themselves. Counseling, you are not, no, so they call me Dr. Tolu the fixer. That is literally so that at least people can have an understanding of what I do. But professionally speaking, I don't fix anything. I help you to fix. I'm not under pressure to solve anybody's problem. I'm not a problem solver. But I want you to feel better. I genuinely care about you, and I want you to make the best decision for yourself. Your problem are going to get solved, but the solution is in you. I just connect you to that solution. So I open you up to your options, and I allow you to make the choice. The choice is yours. So you can defend. So one of the difference between counseling and coaching is the fact that for coaches, they practically hold your hand and work with you. So it's like they work hand in hand with you, like you guys are working together. But for counselors, we teach you to work on your own. So by the time you are done with your sessions, you own your life. You have reasons, you see reasons to live. You see reasons to make the best decisions for yourself. When you encounter that kind of scenario, you are equipped with skills to handle them. All right? Of course, guiding, listening skill, digesting and helping. Now, what we call digesting, there's something in psychoanalysis we call interpretation. You are telling me A, I'm hearing Z. Just like the explanation I gave earlier. In most cases, your client will even be convincing you that I said it's A. You don't argue with them. You explore. But you guys must be on the same page at the end of the day. So if you tell me that, so like I said, in psychoanalysis, interpretation, you are telling me and I will be interpreting it to you. It takes a very strong skill to be able to interpret. Interpretation is like reading, I'm reading your life history to you. And I'm telling you, you are this. Oh, from what you are telling me, I remember I was talking on radio this last Saturday, and somebody told me that, why am I, because I told the person, I said, oh, so you feel like this, and then you feel like this, and then the more I said, oh, so you have this kind of feelings, you have this kind of feelings, what? Somebody now sent me a message like, Dr. Tolu, how do you know? The how is counseling skill. Because if I see you in a certain way, if you put up certain attributes, I can find out where those things are coming from. And I can tell you, these are the places where those things are coming from. And by the time you start talking, and people feel like, wow, how did you know? How did you know? You don't live in my house. That is what those herbalists will do to you now. Remember that's one story that the herbalist said, you should go and put something in the man's soup, that the man will love you more. It's just ordinary salt that the man puts and gave to the woman. I said, put this in soup, the man will love you more. But when you wake up in the morning, kneel down and greet him, you know, the son of this, the son of that, the son of this, do all of that. And then the man gave him all the things, gave her all the things he should be doing, and gave her salt to add to the food. And she thought it was a concussion and thought that was what was working, not knowing that it was the things that she was doing. Right? So, listening. Now, so you must be able to hear professionally. You are hearing the unsaid, actually. You are reading all the body languages. You are seeing the unseen from what your client is telling you. That is counseling. Of course, guiding to see a way out and move forward. Of course, clarity of their problem. A better understanding of what they are going through. They might think the reason why they are like that, the reason why they cannot sleep is because their boss is shouting at them. It might be because somebody has shouted at them when they were 7 years old. They were always being shouted at. And it has been there, it has formed a pattern. So maybe somebody the boss shouting at the person now is just a trigger for what has been there. So behavior explanation, you can explain behavior. And of course, you want to the person to have a better understanding of their lives, right? Okay. So if you have comments and opinion and thoughts and questions, please drop them, right? All right. So remember, this is your orientation class, just telling you what to expect at the Institute. I think I need to run through because I'm looking at the time. There's a very crucial aspect that I have not done. Now, okay, Tommy, are you raising your hand?
Yes, ma.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, please.
Okay, ma. I know this may sound awkward to everybody, but as a visually impaired person, I deal more with listening, ma. Will it be a challenge for me, literally listening to somebody? So, will it be easy for me to dictate maybe somebody's emotions, what the person is going through by just listening to the person? Or will it be a major challenge for me, ma, in terms of trying to understand that person? Or can I actually understand what that person is going through, literally by listening to the person, ma?
So this is one of the things you see.
Because I've been privileged to hear that, okay, I heard a man who is in Canada, who is a counselor and is also visually impaired. Although I didn't ask this question because I know, okay, I'm coming to this class and I know I have a lot to learn from. So I didn't even go down deep asking him, how do you do it, and all of that. But I've always thought that maybe it might be an issue for me in terms of body languages and all of that, man. So I'll need light on that, man.
So sincerely speaking, I've never had this kind of question in my class. Now, this is to tell you that the more you go through this kind of situation. Now, you see, one of the major skills that you need in counseling is listening skill. So I think what you need to do, Tommy, is to now go deeper and develop a deeper skill when it comes to listening to people. Because you can never eradicate ability to be able to see their body languages, their facial expression, even the way they dress. But now, you now need to now go deeper with your listening skill and other senses. Now, sense, I think there's a place in this course where we talk about your senses. You have to not use more of your senses. As little as the way somebody smells can tell you a lot about that person. So you are smelling the person, and the person, maybe the kind of perfume the person is using make you feel like, oh, this person might be expensive, or this person might be neat, or this person might be coordinated. And then you smell another person and you feel this person might be disorganized. Maybe the person is just smelling, her body odor, and might be spraying. Maybe this person is disorganized. This person is not coordinated. This person is not, taking good care of him. Maybe the person has so much problem that the person cannot take care of himself. So you can perceive all of that. And remember, I also said, you also see the unseen. I think that could even be an advantage for you. Your inner eye, you can now begin to see people beyond the thing that they are saying. So for us, we are seeing them. Of course, we are looking at the body expression and facial languages, and we are trying to use our brain to connect with what they are not saying. It might be easier for you to tie the knot by not even being distracted with the body language. Even though it plays a lot of role, I cannot dispute that, but I think you can go deeper in your listening skill and use your other senses. Perceiving, sensing, smelling, all of that are the things that could help you. All right? Yeah, I think he's talking, but the network. Is that all right, Tommy?
Thank you so much.
Okay, so what are the benefits of studying at the Institute of Counseling? You'll be able to join the association. So we have an association that the Institute liaises with, Association for Counseling, Matchmaking, and Psychotherapy of Nigeria. We liaise with them, and I'm actually currently the president of the association for 2020 and 2021. I'm still here. So, but if you are coming from this, other people from other places are joining the association. But if
yes, all right.
I noticed Tommy has network. Tommy.
The camera.
Yes, I know it will just go out because this is so hopefully when it comes back in, we'll be able to. All right, so you'll be able to join the association, all right? And so if you are coming from Institute of Counseling, the membership fee, you pay 50% instead of the 100%. I think it's 20,000 something. Of course, the Institute is well registered for people who are always asking. With the federal registering an institute in Nigeria is not bread and butter. If you know about that, we are registered with the Federal Ministry of Education, Ministry of Justice, and the Corporate Affairs Commissions. We constantly seek for opportunities for our students all over the world, and we liaise with institutes abroad to broaden our horizon. We are currently working on a number of affiliations because we have been affiliated with Sex Therapy Training Institute. So if you go to the Sex Therapy Training, if you want to be a sex therapist, if you go to the Sex Therapy Training Institute to apply, you're going to pay full fee. But if you apply through the Institute of Counseling, you're going to get 50% discount, right? Of course, you can join you can join the community of professionals. All right. I'm sure some of you must have joined the alumni. Familiarize yourself with them, make friends, meet new people. And there's something I always like to say, that for us as Africans, we are the one that have stories to tell. Most of the stories that are being told in the field of mental health are Western stories, but the people that have real stories are Africans. So there are lots of things that are going on around you that you can write about. A lot of things. If you look around you, even where you are, not to now talk of going to your village, you will see a lot of mental health issues that you can pick up and write a paper on them. You go out there, they invite us to present lectures, present paper, and you are presenting your papers, you'll be shocked at the way people will marvel at the things that you are telling them about. So we have a lot to talk about. So we can key in, and of course, Institute always seek for opportunities for us to present lectures, present papers, in the field of mental health, and we want you to take advantage of that as well, right? So I think the association, we have like 5 minutes to talk to you at the end of my class, right? I want to be out of here by 1, actually. Just as our slogan says, we help you build your dreams while we jointly change one life at a time. All right? Whatever your dreams, whatever your reason for coming to the Institute is, we want to help you, we want to support you to achieve that dream. And of course, at the end of the day, what do we want to do? We want to make the world a better place for so many of us. So we join hands together to change one life at a time. Of course, be encouraged to join the alumni. That's what I said. Participate as our past student. Of course, the students, the people in the group are people that you would like to identify with. Some of them retirees who have done well in their different fields. Some of them head of parastatal. Some of them, so people that you will want to partner with in different things that they are doing. Familiarize yourself with them, make friends with them, and see how you can work together. All right. And then we constantly get invitations for symposium, for lectures, for seminars and conferences. Of course, you have the opportunity to attend, right? Although COVID has made it difficult, but we do get a lot of that, and we believe that those days are coming back. Of course, we get involved in CSR to give rooms to our students to practice and earn more hours of experiences, all right? So we partner with DSVRT, we partner with prison. They don't call them prison. What do they call them now? Reformation or correctional center. So we have programs with correctional centers. We try to make sure that it's not just about changing of name from prison to correction. Are you really doing the job of correctional? So we are trying to partner with them to do that as well, right? So all of that are the things, areas where you can join. And then, of course, and if you have any outreach for like somebody like Bemisola now, maybe your secondary school projects, you can call on the counselors. People can support you, can go with you, to make it happen. All right. So when you get your reading material, there was something that was sent. It's called the study guide. Please, I have to say, please go and study this study guide. It will help you to navigate, studying at the Institute, what you need to know, what you don't need to know, how to answer your case studies, everything is in the study guide. Go and read it, but I will quickly discuss it with you, all right? Now, okay, so let me see. Oh, okay, somebody is asking if Tommy can type. Yes, Tommy, I'm sure you can type in the chat box, yeah? In case you are having problem if your network is throwing you out when you want to talk, you can as well type. Okay, so now we talk about your sessions. So we call it counseling session, and at the Institute of Counseling, we train you to who can attend to clients and be able to help them. Your counseling session will become terrible if every time people come to you, they leave becoming more miserable. People should leave your session with more clarity and self-confidence. Now, like I normally say, it is better for you not to help people than help them the wrong way. Just leave them, let them be, let them know they don't have solution. Now you trying to say you are giving them solution and it's a wrong one. When somebody comes to you, your session should be professional in a way that They are leaving you with more clarity, not becoming more miserable, not more confused. People should leave you with more clarity, more self-confidence, more confident that, you know what, I own my life, I can run with my life, I can make the right decision for myself, I can make things happen, I can turn things around, I can be happy, I can function optimally, I can live life to the fullest. And if you do not know how to apply your skills, so these are the things that you need. You need your counseling skills. You need your ethical guides, ethics. You need models, you need theories, and you need techniques. All of these are the things that these are the things that make your session thick. Your techniques, your model, your skills, your ethics, and your theories. Very important. Now, your session does not necessarily have to be, if you don't need, even if you do not want to have private practice, like in a situation where somebody walk into your office or book an appointment and then you have one-on-one session or you have your session. And that reminds me when I was answering Tommy's question, I have never had session on telephone, except in those days when I was just starting and, you know, they can call me directly and they will just call me. Nigerians don't even understand. They will just call you because they listen to me and I say, oh, you can book an appointment with me. You have an issue. You can talk to me because they listen to me on radio and then they pick my number and they will call me. As soon as they call me, they will just start talking. My husband is saying, and then some will start crying and then they go on and on. And then I cannot even organize because you also need process. That's one of the things we also need. You know, one of the things you need is there must be a process. For your session to be productive, there must be a process. So this one, Nigerians will just make that process so difficult for you because they will just call you, they will bump into you and they will start crying. And then you now start wondering, hey, how do I help this person? And then you'll be forced to now listen. Now you now listen, and in most cases, because they do not even understand what counseling is, they want you to listen because they just want to talk to you. Sometimes just listening is all that some people need. So just somebody to listen to them is all they need. For them to just talk, you know, that's okay. But if you want to get better, talking alone might not be enough. In fact, will not be enough. So we now want to look at what is the way forward, which is the next phase. But how do I tell you what is the next way forward when all you want to do is just to cry on my shoulder and cry and cry? My husband is a weekend man. If you see what he did this, this word is, and then you lament and I don't know what to tell you. As a counselor, I'm not your gist partner. We are not gisting. I am not your gossip partner. We are not gossiping. I'm not your friend, actually. I do not want to be your friend, but I still want you to feel good. Literally speaking, I don't want you to be your friend. I don't want you to be somebody that, I remember one of our students. She was taking a particular client, you know, one of our alumni, and that lady, when she sent me, Dr. Tolu, how do I handle this situation? And she forwarded it to me. I was rolling on the floor because she was practically like a diary. The lady will say, now I am woken up and everywhere look bleak today and I don't know what to do. I'm looking at him in his own world. And journaling is one of the techniques that we use in counseling. You can tell your client to do journaling. So it's better if the person gets a journal and be writing all of those things down. Not that I am now your journal. And then you wake up in the morning and say me, oh, now I just woke up, everywhere look bleak. And then I look at him and I look at my word. And then 10 a.m. he said, now I'm ready to set out. And then I look at, and then when I look at all the messages, I told her, I said, you are the journal of this, your clients. Because it's like, you are not even living the life of your clients. Funny enough, Nigerians or Africans are going to push you to that level. They will push you to that level where you are even disorganized. You cannot organize your session. Meanwhile, you need process. Those are part of the part that they can call you and book a proper appointment. And the time you are talking to them, you are not in the midst of other people gisting. You are just with them. Those are part of the process. You tell them to fill a form before they talk to you. Those are part of the process. Those are the things that actually make your sessions to be thick. But Nigerians will just want to frustrate you, and then they will call you and expect you. If you don't answer, they will feel like, and some of them, when you come to my office for counseling these days, as you are leaving, as I'm standing up from my counseling seat, I'm sitting on my office table. I just move, and then you are moving out. I'm not going to see you off. I just want to say, oh, have a nice day. That's the best I could do. And then you get to my PA, and she can tell you what next to do. And then I remember a particular client, she tried, then she will now be gisting with me. And hey, so generally, how are you? And me, this one, because I try to just separate that from, because before you start making my session to look like a gist, to start turning me to your gist partner. I'm not your gist partner. We are not gisting. We are having a session. They are not the same thing. All right? So you have to let that be clear. What makes you different from a lay counselor is your exploration ability, your ability to get the best out of your clients, help them bring out the repressed materials that will help them in finding the solution to their problem, and lead them through the journey of self-discovery. All right? Now, remember I said that you are not a problem solver, right? But at the end of the day, you still want people to get better, right? Now, your job, how you help people to go through that journey of self-discovery, how you help them to bring out the materials that will give the solution to their problem, is what we call exploration. So what you do as a professional counselor is ask questions. Exploration is asking questions. Now get this right. When you are asking questions, for example, maybe somebody should give me a case scenario. I can use that to explain to you. Maybe something that is happening to you, or something that has happened to somebody, or just a fiction. Somebody should give me something. Give me something, anybody. Rosalie.
Okay, maybe a scenario where a woman maybe has a problem with her child. Maybe the child has refused to continue with his education. Maybe go to university or something, and they're having problems at home because of that.
Can you come again?
I said maybe a scenario where a woman is having some problems with her son. He has dropped out of university because he just doesn't feel like going to school anymore. And they're having problems at home because of that.
Okay, good. So let's call the woman, maybe we'll call the woman Ada. So now, if we are going to give you a case study, or this is a case scenario, you say, Ada walked into your office and told you that maybe Ada even broke down into tears and said, oh, my life is in shambles. My son does not want to continue schooling anymore. He said he doesn't feel school is for him. I do not know what to do. I kept trying to make him see reasons, trying to talk to him, but my husband is just not handling it the right way. My husband is fighting him, he's making his life miserable, and the whole thing is in a mess. I cannot concentrate on my job. I cannot sleep when my whole family is turning upside down. I do not know what to do. Ada said that to you. Now you have to help Ada. Exploration, what we call counseling, is you now trying to put yourself in Ada's shoe. Understand Ada. Understand, you are now in Ada's house, and you are in Ada's mind, and you understand what Ada is going through. That is the only way you can help Ada. How you can get to that point is by exploring Ada. So you can start by, so I don't want to say, I don't want to say, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your son. Tell me about your husband. Tell me about your husband's son's school. Tell me the kind of person your son is. Tell me where. Now, if I begin to ask you like that, my session has turned to a mere question and answer session. Ada will be agitated. Ada will be feeling like, now, wow, am I facing a panel? But of course, what you still want to do is question and answer. But you now ask with empathy. You ask like you care. You ask with genuineness. And then you ask Ada in a way that Ada will begin to feel like, oh, that counselor, that counselor Rosalie, she cares so much about me. She just really wants to make sure I'm fine. Your client should be able to say that about you. Now, so you start by saying, oh, so you could say, oh, that must have been very tough for you, Ada. But it is a good thing you have come to my office to talk about this. I think you have made the right decision. This must have been very tough. You mean that you have not been able to sleep because of all these things that your son is going through? If I may ask, how do you think this is making your husband to feel? This must, maybe this must also be tough for your son. I don't know if you have taken time to probably spend time with him to find out what is going on in his mind. Maybe you should tell me a little bit about your son. Maybe that will help me to understand him better. Like, the kind of person he is, what he likes, what drives him. Maybe you tell me a little bit about his growing up. That is looking more like a conversation. That is looking more like I am more interested. That is looking more like I care, rather than I want to just ask you a question. So that's how you go. And that's what we call exploration. But you are exploring towards the goal of your session. So when you are talking to your clients, you are asking yourself, what does this person want? What am I doing here? What do I want to achieve at the end of the day? And how do I achieve it? Those are the questions you ask yourself as you are talking to your clients. What does this person want? What are we doing? What do we want to achieve? How do we achieve it? So you are thinking of the goal of your session. And every exploration, you are exploring it towards the goal of the session. So you can, like at that case, you can now be like, okay, so I'm from what you are telling me, it seems you have been doing a lot to make your son see reasons, but it seems like it's not working. Do you mind telling me some of the efforts that you have made? Maybe by the time she starts telling you the effort she has made, maybe all the effort she has made is even crying. Then that could give you an example of, oh, okay, these are the things you have been able to do. And then maybe you can now be looking at maybe other things she could do. And then maybe she and her husband, they're having problem because she's using a different approach and the husband is using a different approach. And then you might want to ask her, do you think that the approach your husband is using is wrong? It's possible for us that to say, yes, it's making the whole thing to get worse. And then you can now tell her that, have you thought about maybe that is the best way your husband knows how to do it? Maybe fighting him might not even might not solve the problem. Because that could be the only way he knows how to handle the situation, or what do you think? So I'm thinking maybe the two of you, if there is a way you can have a heart-to-heart talk and come to an agreement on the right way to handle this issue, is this an option you are willing to explore? Everything you are doing, every suggestion you are making, every technique you are using, every intervention you want to use for your clients, you are confirming from them. You don't impose anything on them. I remember one of my clients, there's this thing that we normally do. I just use it for them. In fact, most of these things, sometimes I get used to my techniques and I don't remember their names anymore. So there's a technique like that even in counseling to build trust. This thing that we do when we are young, somebody will stay behind you and then you will fall and then they will pick you. I don't know if you remember it. Like what you do when then you fall. So these people, they were having problem with trust. And I told them that maybe they can start with that, a way of playing to just make them know that it's very practical, but it's a way of just knowing that we are working on something, that maybe they can practice that as a starter. The lady is a white lady and she told me, no, I'm not interested in that. And I'm like, oh, you mind making me to know why? She said, I feel like it's too practical. I mean, it's too vague. I want something deeper. And I'm like, okay. Now that's a good way. That's good. That is a good thing. Your clients will be comfortable with whatever you ask them to do. You don't impose anything on them. And that is one of the problems with faith-based counseling, where people cannot complain. The pastor say you must do it like this, you say yes. And when you know that when you get home, you are not going to do it. So now I can now tell Ada, maybe you and your husband could find a way to have a heart-to-heart conversation and see if you can have a better way of handling this. Have you tried to make your son to see a counselor? Maybe the counselor can have a better understanding of what is going on with him, and then maybe probably be able to share with you. Maybe we should start from there. Do you mind recommending that your son see a counselor? That's a good place to start from. Now, I'm just trying to use that as an example, but it could go in any direction so that you know how. And then the client could say, Ada could say, not a bad idea. Maybe I will cross-check with him when I get home, and then we'll take it from there. That's a good way to end your session. All right? If you have questions, you can raise your hand, and then if you have opinion, thoughts, you can also drop them in the chat box and anything, and all of that. All right, so we have what we call open and close. I'm looking at my time and I need to run. We have what we call open and closed exploration. Now, remember what I said, exploration is what you do when you are counseling. But if your exploration is closed, you are not going to get anything from your clients. Because closed exploration gives a yes or no answer. But when it's open, it leads to soul session. That's when you take your client to a place where they start feeling, when you start hearing all those kind of exclamations, they say, I've never thought about it like that. Oh. You might be right. Oh. That could be it. Oh. It's exactly, when you start hearing that, then you are hitting the right spot, right? So for example, let me give you an example of close. So a close exploration usually starts with what's like have is, e.g., are you saying you have a problem with talking to people? For example, you say that maybe Ada said, I do not even know how to talk to my son. So you said, are you saying you cannot talk to your son? Are you saying you cannot talk to your son? Ada will say yes or no. It's not the same thing as I cannot talk to my son. And then you now said to Ada, oh, I don't know how it feels, to have a son and not being able to talk to him. Maybe if you give me a better explanation, I will understand how that works. Do you mind telling me why you find it difficult to talk to your son? Two things has happened there. I used open exploration and I applied empathy. So I don't feel like, oh, she's interested because of the way I asked. And then again, I said, do you mind telling me why? Now, it's not the same thing. Are you saying you find it difficult to talk to your son? So when I said, do you mind telling me why you find it difficult? Ada might not even have ever thought about that in her life. She might now be like, oh, it's true. Why do I even find it difficult to talk to him? Then it leads to soul session. It leads to her now thinking, wait, why? I think every time I talk to him, you always feel like I don't know how to talk. You always feel like I don't understand him. So you see, Ada will start thinking, and then you are getting more from Ada, right? That is closed and open exploration. So, like I said, you are going to be having 10 case studies for your certificate and 20 case studies for your diploma. And you have 10 modules for certificates and 10 modules for certificate, so 20 modules for diploma. And every module has a case study. Now, this is the way you respond to your case study. Please pay attention very well, because this is how we test whether you are getting better. This is how we know if you have a real life scenario, if you are going to be able to handle it. So the first thing you write is your facts. So for example, the facts are the physical attributes of your clients. So I could say, Ada is fair, smells so good, look expensive, wear, look very formal, wear very high heels, well made up. These are my description. What I see, smell so good, sound very happy, look very happy. Those are the things you can get. Physical thing, if you are to describe Ada, those are your facts. Then you have your feelings. Now, we have feelings expressed and feelings implied. Sometimes the two of them can be the same. Sometimes you can find one in some of them in each other. Now, so Ada could tell me that I feel so confused. I feel like my world is crumbling. No, Ada could tell me that I feel like my world is crumbling. I think nobody understands me. I think my husband is handling the situation, in a bad way. And I think my whole family is getting bad. And my son is turning out to be, So as Ada is expressing fear, Ada could be experiencing fear. Ada could be experiencing confusion. Ada could be experiencing disappointment. Those are the things that she could be expressing to you. But you can see, maybe Ada is expressing all of that. You can be seeing from what Ada is saying, you can sense fear of the future. You can sense, what else could you sense in that kind of scenario? Maybe Ada is agitation. You can sense agitation, So sometimes the feelings that are being expressed and the feelings that are being implied could be the same, but sometimes it could be different. So I want a student to be able to take time and explore all those feelings. Take note of the feelings that your client is trying to portray to you, and then separate your feelings expressed from feelings implied. Even if they are still the same, still write them out differently, right? Then your reflection is what you think. Now, there's what we call reflection in counseling, but that's not the same thing we are talking about here. Just understand that reflection here is in respect to your case study. And what we want you to do here is to tell us in your own word what you think is going on. So I could say, I think Ada is very agitated and sad, confused because the son does not want to further his education. And then Ada might need more clarity. Maybe what I want to do in this session is to find out if Ada actually understands what is going on with the son, or maybe there is a way we need to find out what is going on with the son before we can even begin to see how we can move on with the solution. So my reflection is what I think is going on and what I intend to achieve in my session, in my own word. So my understanding of the case scenario. Now, my approach is the theory I'm going to use. Now, for you, and we said compulsory from module 4, because for you, if I'm talking about theory now, it's going to, even for people who are well-grounded, theory is still an issue. So theories are like the foundation, on which you build the building of your session. So don't worry your head about theory for now. From module 4, we start talking about theories, right? Psychoanalysis, behavioral, cognitive, and humanistic theories, right? Now, but what we want you to do from your module 1 to your module 3 is you can read about theories. You can read on your own. Or maybe you have had an idea. Maybe you are studying, you are doing your master's or something, so you have an idea of what theory is. So you can tell us the kind of theory you want to use if you have an idea. But if you do not have an idea, we will not penalize you from module 1 to 3. But from module 4, it is compulsory you give us the approach you are using. Now, your attempt is your exact word. That's your full session description. For example, what I was telling you, this thing that I just said, these things that I just said, what come to my office, Ada? This must have been a very tough situation. It's a good thing you have decided to discuss this with me. Can we start by you telling me a little bit about yourself and your family? You seem to be very confused and disappointed. You mind telling me the kind of person your son is? Your son seems, from what you are telling me, your son seems to be somebody that was very interested in education from the beginning. Do you know at what point things changed? Do you know at what point he started changing his mind about school? Maybe something's happened, or maybe he experienced something, or it is something that he has been wanting to do. All those things that I'm saying, all those things that you are saying as a counselor to your client is your attempt, the full session. How you move from exploration, you're asking questions, and then you now say, do you mind trying to talk to your son? Maybe we can start from there to get to what is going on. Do you also mind having a special moment with your husband and stop fighting so that you guys can be on the same page? Maybe you guys can reach a compromise on the right way to handle the situation. So you just go on and then end your session in a very professional manner. Then you can say, Adam, I'm going to see you next time after you might have had a meeting with your husband, and then maybe you have spoken to your son. If your son agreed to see a counselor, then I will be seeing your son for the next session before I will see you again. Bam. So I end my session like that. So clarity, direction, maybe I would have been able to even bring out a lot of things that Adam was not thinking about. Right. So those words are your attempts. The only thing you are writing are the things you are saying, not what your client is saying. Now, why do we do it like that? Now, there's something we call radio scripting in counseling. Radio scripting is I talk, my client talk. I talk, my client talk. I talk, my client talk. So if you want to do your session like that, you can do it like that if it will help you. But when you are submitting, remove only what you are saying and give to us as your attempt. Now we do it like that because we feel like you might tell Ada that, do you mind telling me a little bit about your son? Ada might say, I don't want to talk about my son. For example, in this case study, of course, I don't think Ada will say that. But for example, what if Ada says that? So because there could be different things that your clients could say, we don't want you to be restricted. That's why we don't want you to use radio play scripts, because we want you to be able to think wide. So writing down only what you are saying and writing them in a way that will make sense will make you to think more. And that's why we use that at the Institute, all right? So if you're answering your case study, make sure you put your full name, your course of study, your course module, your registration number, and the question on top before you start answering. Before you now go to facts, feelings expressed, feelings implied, reflection, approach, and attempt. Now, we're going to tell you to write the number of words. Now, so if you have your reading materials already, if you go to the back of your reading material, you see your first case study there. Now, when we ask you to write the number of words, please bear in mind that the number of words is only, your number of words counts only for your attempt. The only thing we count is your attempt. So we don't count the words that you use for facts, feelings, all of that. It's only your session that we count. So it's your session that will carry those 250 words or 500 words or whatever we ask you to say. And then we will assign you to a tutor who is going to be grading your case studies. Now, this is how we grade. Introduction, which is your facts, feelings, and reflection and approach. Everything is 20%. Your counseling and exploration skills, which I just described, how you are able to take your client from where to where and take them to where when they are leaving your office, they feel like, okay, I have clarity, I have direction to follow, I know what to do now. How are you counseling? How are you exploring? Is 25%. All of that are inside your attempts. Then your application of theory. What theory are you using? How are you applying them? Did you really apply them to help your clients? That is 20%. And then how you ended your session is 10%. And how successful the whole session is 25%. Are we in class?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope I'm
yes,
not. I hope I'm convincing and not confusing.
Yes, no, ma.
It's clear enough. It's clear.
Very clear. Yeah. All right. Now, so this is we're almost done. I'm looking at the time. I think, oh gosh, don't worry, we're almost done. The most important one is the one I'm doing now. All right. So I will come back to this. This is an exercise. We'll come back to it before we go. So we have what we call batch info. So so this is your batch information. Now, your class is a batch. We use batches at the Institute. So maybe you are like batch 6, 2021, batch 7, 2021. So that's how we do it. We want you to form a group where you can talk to each other. If you learn a class where you can exchange ideas, apart from the general alumni group, you have your batch group, you have a WhatsApp group where you can talk to each other, where you can exchange ideas. If there's something you didn't understand in class, you can share it. If you find a new thing, a new program, a new event, a new theory, a new technique, you can share it with your client. You want with yourselves, you want to do something. Maybe you have an outreach or program, you can share. Your people are going to be your inner caucus. So we expect you to form a group and also have a batch rep who is like your class rep. And I always want to do this, so that you don't carry it over. So we're going to choose a batch rep now. So in this class, I know we have Barakat, we have Martins, we are supposed to have Roslyn, and we have Tosin, and then we have what's her name again? Bemisola, right? So some people are logged out. I'm sure they will find a way back in. So let me quickly check the list of the people that are supposed to be in class. Tommy is out. I'm sure you will find a way back. Bemisola too is out, yeah. She just logged out now. I'm sure it's network. There's Barakat, there's Martins, and then there's Roslyn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's just the 3 of you that are here now. Esther is not part of this class. She's just having a makeup class. So you're supposed to be 5, and I have 3. So Bemisola and Tommy are out. Let me find a way to reach them. Now, you see the reason why you need a group. If somebody is out of the class, you can easily reach out to them. Are you okay? What's going on? And then I don't have to be the one doing that. Let me quickly tell somebody to reach out. So Bemisola and Tommy. You need them back in class for election. All right. Now, okay, so we also have what we call batch projects. This is not compulsory if you want to do. Batch projects is like, if you have been to the Institute, Barakat is at the Institute, so I'm sure they will give you coffee. You see the mug they are using to give you coffee. Some of the students who were, because before, like I said, we're not even running online. Everybody comes to the class, right? But now for the whole of 2020, since 2019, February 2020, we've not been having classes, on-site classes because of COVID, but gradually we are trying to now see how we can make it more interactive, combine both online and offline, and make it more interactive. We are really working on that, So, so the mugs that you are using, before some of our students were laughing at us that our mugs were color riot. So they were the one that bought those sets of teacups, So people were the one that bought the dispenser is still there. It's in the meeting room. The dispenser we're using before, it's red and silver. They went to buy lilac and silver, which is the color of the Institute. So it's just for students to identify with the Institute. And we believe that you might want to come for counseling at the Institute. You come with you have counseling session and you can use it. There's a counseling room at the Institute. You can use the place. So if you have counseling session at the Institute and you are using the counseling room, you will use the dispenser, you will use the mug. These were provided by some people. So we also feel like you should also provide something just to make a landmark at the Institute. So when you are also coming, it makes it more or when you are having clients, you make it more conducive for them, but it is not compulsory. We feel like every batch should pick up a project to leave a landmark at the institute. Your batch name will be stated in the project. Those who have done this are allowed to use the counseling room at least 2 times per month. I hope that is very clear. All right. So who is still missing in action? Okay, Gbemisola is back. It's remaining to me. We want to have an election and we need you. Okay, so let me run. I will come to that. Every student who joined the, so if you can, people talk about licensing a lot in counseling. If you join the institute, if you finish our course at the institute, whether certificate or diploma, you can have membership certificate of the association. So if you are considering licensing issue, you are looking at how do you get license. But if you have been practicing even before coming to the institute, if you've practiced for 5 years, or so after, if you have been practicing for 5 years, you will get licensing certificate. But if not, you will get membership certificate. I think that is very clear enough. Then association, I think they will talk to you for 5 minutes. We have rules and regulations at the institute. If you are coming to the institute, like people like Barakat, you can request for your ID card. If you are coming for live classes, you must have your ID card so that when you are coming in, so talk to the front desk for your ID card, right? We don't allow students in without ID card. People wear their ID cards when they are coming to class. You have to switch off your telephone and put them in silence mode when you are classes. Lateness to class will lead to access denial, whether online or offline. Your attendance is 100%. Your camera to be on. If you are in class, we want to see your camera. If you don't put on your camera, we just believe you are not in class. And at the end of the day, we calculate the number of hours that you spend in class, and that will determine if you are going to get certified or not. You cannot miss class. If you miss class 2 consecutive times, then you have to join another set and you might have to pay for it unless you give us a very solid reason. You are not allowed to record in class because the class is being recorded, so you can request for it from the admin. You have to dress properly for class. So you cannot dress like you are going to a party or you are in your house and then you just wear whatever you like. No, you dress properly because you are coming to a proper class. You cannot appear unkept or get distracted with other activities when you are in class. When you are coming to the school, of course, you dress formally like a counselor. No flip-flop, no jeans. Let's be like whom we are portraying ourselves to be. You have to submit your assignment without carryover. For you now, for certificates in counseling, full-time classes, it's a little bit tedious because you are having 3 classes every week. So it's a bit tedious. So what you need to do is manage to do 2 case studies every week, or even if you can do the 3. For this week now, you're going to be doing your module 1 and module 2. So you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. See how you can submit your case study for module 1 and module 2 before next week, Monday, as much as possible. That way you don't pile it up and then it becomes an issue. Of course, graduation, we have graduation once in a year at the Institute of Counseling. It's always a glamorous event where people come together. And normally we have the award of certificates in the morning at the Institute. And then we go to an event center. We have been using the Civic Center for dinner in the evening. All right. So that's how we do it. And now, very important information you need to know. Graduation comes up once every year at the Institute of Counseling. Award of certificates in the morning at the Institute and dinner at an award night. Of course, we give award. We do an award. Apart from award of certificates in the morning, during the dinner, we give awards to exceptional students who are smart, who are brilliant, give advocacy award, people who are practicing. We give different awards to our students. And people come. So even if you are not in Nigeria, we expect you to come for your graduation in December. So you can start making plans towards it for people who are not in Lagos, like Martins, right? So we have what we call CFER. It's Counseling Field Experience Report. Please take that seriously. Counseling Field Experience Report, CFER. And it's 50 hours for certificates and 100 hours for diploma. So what this means is that before we can give you your certificate, you must have done 50 hours of practice for certificates in counseling and 100 hours of practice for diploma. So this is a good time to start putting it together. No matter how much you come to class, if you don't practice, you won't know how well you are doing. So this is a good time to start putting it on your status. I'm a counselor in training. If you have issues, talk to me. Start practicing, be using them to practice. After all, you are not collecting money, right? So begin to document your, so you might not know, so there's a proper way to do it. Now, this is not the same thing as your case study. This one, you are, your case study, you are right, you are doing it like a normal case scenario, but this one you are reporting. And there's a professional way to report. There are different framework for reporting counseling session, but the one we use at the Institute, we call it SOAP notes. So don't bother your head about it for now. How to report it, don't worry about SOAP notes. All you need to do is just get a book and start recording your session. Give the description of your clients, the person has spoken into, date, time, 20 years old, beautiful, short, dark, give all of that description of client, discuss the issue that the person came with, write it down. What did you do at the end of the day? This is how I was able to resolve it. These are the kind of technique I used, and this was how I was able to help the person. Just like you are reporting your case. 50 hours of session for certificate, 100 for diploma. So like I said, get a note and start recording it, even if not professionally, so that when you want to now put it together as a SOAP note, it's going to be very easy for you. If you have questions, please begin to ask me. Then there is CSPR. Don't bother your head about this. This is more like a project, but it's just 1,000 words, just 1,000 words. And then when you are done with your case study, with your CFER, everything, and we send you notification of graduation, that is when we send you your CSPR. And then we just tell us introduction, what you have gained from the Institute, and then what you want to achieve. I mean, whatever. It's such a simple thing, but it's just like 1,000 words, just like a summary of your experience at the Institute. That one is very simple. Attendance is compulsory for graduation. It's a very important day in the life of every graduate. So start preparing for it. Okay, so what we have here, graduation video 2020, pictures. You can look at the graduation pictures, old graduation pictures on the website. These are the kind of the courses we have: diploma in counseling, certificates in counseling, relationship and family, adolescent, child, grief, sex therapy, crisis, addiction, for now. And of course, we have a board, of course, very effective board members. So you can familiarize yourself with them. You can look at them at the website, familiarize yourself with the board members. All right, so these are videos. I'm going to play, so I'm going to expect you to drop your questions, comments, permission to leave, ma. Okay, Esther, oh, okay. So let's do it this way. I was actually waiting for Tommy. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have the 4 of you. Tommy is not here. I was waiting for him for your election. I need you guys to choose a class rep. And when you choose a batch rep, and all of you will drop your number in the chat box. The batch rep will take the number and then form a group, a WhatsApp group, all right? So we have Barakat, we have Bemisola, we have Martins, we have Roslyn, and we have Tommy. Unfortunately, Tommy is not around. I will just call you and tell you to choose. I mean, of course, we've listened to a few people. The only person we do not know here is Roslyn. We have done a bit of introduction and all of that before Roslyn came in. Maybe Roslyn can introduce herself for like 30 seconds, then we go into the election.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Roslyn. I've been interested in counseling for a while now, and I actually didn't know that they had this institute. A friend of mine who is in the institute told me about it, and I just joined this class today to get a feel of exactly what goes on in there and just to get some information to enable me make my decision. So that's it basically. I currently live in Dubai, but our posting here will be over soon and we'll be relocating. So it's just a part of my plans for the future.
Interesting. All right, Rosie, you're welcome. So I get people calling from Dubai for counseling. I really don't know. I notice it's coming up lately, people making inquiries for counseling from Dubai. And of course, we have some of our students who are planning to relocate abroad, who are planning to, you know what, let me take my certificate and then probably go abroad and further my studies. Okay. So you're welcome, Roslyn. I'm sure you didn't miss too much. Today is an orientation class. And what we just do today is to familiarize yourself with what we do at the Institute to also get to know you as a person. So it's okay to vote. You will join them to vote whether you are staying or not, which I actually want you to stay. I think you should stay. All right. So I will start with Barakat. Just vote for somebody to lead the class. You can vote for yourself if you want to.
Let me vote for someone else. Bemisola.
Okay.
I was going to vote you, Barakat.
Okay, so Bemisola, who are you voting?
Barakat, please.
Okay.
Yours.
Martins. You are muted.
Barakat.
Okay. Roslyn.
I would say Bemisola.
Oh, that's a tie.
Oh my God. Where is Obi now? We have a tie. We have a tie.
Barakat, please do it for us now. You can do it.
Okay, Barakat, yeah, do it for us now. I wish Toby is here.
Yes.
So he can break the tie. Let me see if I can get him in. While I'm trying to do that, let me just quickly show you a video. Then we go to the class exercise and we call it a day. Don't worry. So sorry, we should be out by 1:30. So this is just a video of I think 2020 COVID graduation.
Counselors need to bridge the gap in the help and care industry to promote mental health in Nigeria. This was the focus at the second graduation and award ceremony of the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria. Niyi Omoniyi has the report.
So this is just the evening. The morning session is not here. This is the evening session.
It was all pomp and circumstance as the management and board of the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria holds its second graduation and award ceremony. Putting their clients' emotional needs and internal struggles over theirs, the executive director of the Institute, Tolulokwe Okoigari, says the Institute is committed to promoting mental health in Nigeria.
We are building dreams and we are changing lives. It's a mental health counseling institute, so we help people we counsel people professionally. We notice that the space is empty in this part of the world and people are not taking counseling seriously, even though people are going through a lot of stuff.
So counseling is doing a lot in terms of training and certifying people to become clinical counselors, professional counselors. So we run courses in relationship, marriage, and family counseling. We run courses in child and adolescent counseling, career counseling, grief and bereavement counseling, advanced certificate in counseling, and the likes. So the beautiful thing about this program is that it does not matter your background, whether you once had psychology background or guidance and counseling. No, it's a professional school.
Special recognition award were given to outstanding counselors to say thank you for their contribution in helping their clients attain optimal level of psychosocial functioning.
I have passion to be able to help people, love misbehaviors, abnormal behaviors all around. That was thinking, how can I just be of help? I come to believe that little things you do when you follow your passion just shows you up, and people believe in you. If there is one profession I believe in, is this profession. There is future for counseling in Nigeria and for counseling in the world. So I would advise them to hold on and stay strong to the practice. They will certainly emerge success.
Beyond just resolving negative patterns, prevention, rehabilitation, and improving quality of life, the Institute has trained 60 counselors to help bridge the gap in the health and care industry. Need LTV News.
All right.
In sports, don't.
Okay, so our class, our batch rep has disappeared. Okay, so now for 5 minutes, let's quickly. I really want us to do this. This exercise is very, very important. Yeah. Remember, that was the first thing we discussed in this class. The essence of you finding yourself to help others. It sounds so simple. Like I said, even if you don't intend to use this to help other people, if you can go through the journey of self-discovery during this course, it could be all that you need, right? And a good place to start from is to start asking yourself certain questions. So I'm going to start with Martins. You are going to answer all these questions, and then we'll move to the next person in trying to find out who you are. We are starting with you, Martins.
All right, ma'am.
Yeah, let's go. Who am I? That's where you start from.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, ma'am.
Yeah, can you see the screen?
I can see you, yes. I can see you now on the screen.
Can you see?
Just let me do a quick recap of what you said so I can understand it more. Sorry.
So, but can you see my?
Yeah, I can see the screen, yes.
Yeah, those are the questions you have to answer.
Okay.
Or should we start with Bemisola?
My.
You don't mind? Okay. Oh yeah, Bemisola.
No. Actually, these questions are deep. They're very, very deep, and I don't think it's actually very easy providing an answer to every one of them without you taking time to look inward. It's not something that we can easily provide an answer to. I've looked through them all, and now I understand why we were being presented with this question, because most of us may not even be able to define ourselves. So I understand if why we are being presented with it. So even for me too, I would really need to take time to look at it. Who am I? I'm Bemisola. You see what I'm saying? It's actually.
I know, but I just want you to give it a try.
Okay. Just a minute, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is Bemisola? Okay, I'm finding it very difficult to define it, but one way that I easily define myself is, it might look religious, but one way that the first thing coming to my mind is that I'm Bimsola, and I'm an handiwork of God. I am a believer. I am a child of God, and I believe everything God says about me. So God has said that I'm a great nation. So I believe that also. That's the way I define myself. It's actually very hard defining myself outside what God has said about me. So those times I've had to ask myself this question and answer it. I've had to say, baby, you are what God says you are. So everything God has said about me in the word of God is what I believe I am. So in this kind of setting, I don't know what I'm expected to say, but that is the way I define myself.
It's okay.
That's the way I define myself. I am who God says I am, what he has said about me in the scripture. I don't allow the negative. I don't allow what my head tells me. Yes, I've failed many times, and I've looked down on myself several times. But having come in contact with God, as what God has said about me, I don't believe otherwise. I believe what God has said about me. So what motivates me? Things like this motivates me. Having to have an opportunity to help people, to talk to people, to encourage people. That motivates me a lot. And it didn't just start now. It started as a child. So having to stand in front of people, having to talk, having to express myself, mostly to encourage people, to help people, that motivates me a lot. So talking about what my values are, I believe mostly in integrity. Let them meet me. I believe in being authentic. Yes, I believe in being authentic. Like, this is who I am, and you meet me that way. And it's very hard for me to associate myself with people who are not like that. So integrity is number one, and then honesty. So trust is another thing that I count as one of my values. I believe that I should be trustworthy. I should be able to trust people, and people should be able to also be able to show that they are trustworthy. So do I have unresolved personal issue I need to deal with? Do I have unresolved? Yes, I believe so. I used to suffer, or I at some point discovered that I I had low self-esteem and low self-esteem. And it didn't start that way. It didn't start. I think I very outspoken. I used to be very outspoken, very bright, and I grew up somewhere around the Ipaja, on a very local area in Lagos. So getting into the university, I saw people from different parts of Lagos, people from abroad. So people that I felt that their standards were higher than mine. And one way or the other, I shrunk. I decided to go into myself, and it affected me for a very long time. My 5 years at the University of Lagos, even though I sat in all the time, I never answered a question in class. 5 years, I never answered, and I never asked a question. And it's not that I cannot do those things, but I was just not confident enough to do that, and I thought other people were better than me. So it was after some points that I discovered that these are traits of low self-esteem. So even though I am a kind of person that loves to be seen, even though I am someone that loves to be heard, but there's just some places that I cannot just do that or function at my best because of that. So if we are talking about unresolved personal issue that I need to deal with, I believe that that is it. I can't say it's unresolved, but I just believe that there are things that I'm just trying to force myself to get out of. Will my personal beliefs and values interfere with my practice? I wouldn't want my personal beliefs and values to interfere with my practice, but I believe that being a Christian, and in which I believe so much in the doctrine of Jesus Christ, I believe that one way or the other, that could one way influence maybe my decisions or the advice that I bring to the table. Even though it might just be a way of suggestion, not imposing it on my clients. But I think that I cannot really, I cannot say that I would put that behind the bars and just focus on the focus on the theories alone. I don't think I can really focus on the theories alone, because even talking about this particular course that I'm into, relationship, marriage, and family, I believe that God is the author of marriage. God designed it from the scripture. So one way or the other, anything that should guide it should be scripture. So even though I may not be putting it to my clients as though I am quoting the Bible, because not everybody is a Christian and not everybody believes in God, but I believe that some of the things that the scriptures have said are solutions that I could just prefer or suggest to my clients. So I don't know if I have tried or I made sense at all.
If you have a client that says, thank you so much, I mean, you did a good job, really. You have been being the first person to talk about all of this. I know it could be difficult, I know. And that's why I want you to, this is a question you need to keep, if you can take the picture of that, you need to keep asking yourself, going back there, checking yourself, are you improving, are you getting better? You need to keep doing that. Now, if a client comes to you and say, so I had a client recently that wanted the wife to be sleeping with another man. So they are planning to get married in April, and they actually live abroad. They are coming to Nigeria to get married in April, and he's looking for a counselor or a sex therapist or a therapist in Nigeria who could help to make the wife see that, you know what gives me sexual gratification is for you to be able to sleep with another man while I'm watching you. And I want you to know that I love you, and that is not going to change anything. I just want you to know that I don't get sexually fulfilled if that is not happening. Before we finalize our marriage, I want us to clarify that. Yeah, so that was somebody saying that. And I'm wondering if that is, Bemisola, what you'll be thinking, that kind of clients. What will be going on in your mind? You know, say go for deliverance. All right, but don't worry. This is a lot. This is, as time goes on, a lot. I mean, this is just orientation. By the time you start, and the way we arrange the institute materials, like I said, you take it step by step. You know, you move from one layer. We don't want to take you to the middle where you get stranded. You just move from one layer to the other, from one layer, and you see how counseling works in a practical way. All right. So don't worry. By the time we go in, you start making up your mind on and start understanding how to handle this kind of situations without people feeling like, oh, you are judging them or you are biased, or without your value overriding your session. And your client like, you know what, why am I even here in the first place? As time goes on, you will understand all of that. All right. So I think we can go back to Martins now.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right. My name is Martins, and like I said, I live in Abuja. I do HR consulting most of the time, and I'm also a Christian, practice Christianity. Yeah. So, I'm married. Sorry, incoming call. Sorry, a call interrupted that. So what motivates me basically is to add value to somebody's life. That's what I look forward to doing that gives me fulfillment and as motivation to. Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. So what motivates me? I say making sure I add value to somebody's life and not complicate the person's life. Like most at church, while I serve at different levels, I try to help people that are under me in terms of advice, in terms of helping them go through their challenges and sometimes out to be a testimony. Sorry, it's a call again. So then next one is what are my values, my faith in Christianity, discipline, honesty, character. Yes, those things are valuable to me and have to keep them. What are my beliefs? I believe in the word of God. Really, like every other child of God, that's the foundational truth of our belief system, the scriptures and the teachings of the scriptures, to have them meet our needs in most cases, and to guide us to live the right life and help others to live right as a best standard. Do I have unresolved personal issue? Yes, the first thing that comes to my mind is not being able to say no to some requests that come to me when I need to. There's actually a pressure on me and my family. A lot of times I get blasted by my wife for saying yes to some things instead of saying no to them just to help people out of their problems. So that's for me is unresolved personal issue. Yes. And the last one, my personal beliefs and values interfere with my practice. I think it's possible, but that's why I'm here to learn how to have a balance between the two, so I can have good results for the clients and also feel satisfied, not complicating their lives.
Okay, thank you so much, Martin. Thank you. Rosalind.
Oh, sorry, I had to unmute myself.
Yeah.
Okay. These questions. Okay, who am I? I'm Rosalind. I consider myself to be an achiever because anything I set my heart on doing, I always make sure that I get it done. I'm disciplined, and what else? I'm a people person. I relate very well with people. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus, but I'm not religious. What motivates me? I like helping people a lot. I feel that my life, the blessings in my life are for the purpose of being blessings to others. So I always try to, anywhere I go, find any little way I can be of help to somebody. Maybe it could just be a simple thing, putting a smile on somebody's face. It could just be a listening ear, or it could just be a kind gesture, whatever it is. I just try to make life not to be always about me. And what are my values? I value integrity a lot. Because in my life, I try to always keep my word. So anything I say, I will do. I need other people to be able to have assurance from what I say. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to be somewhere, then you can take my word to the bank. You can be sure that, I'm going to do it. So integrity is important to me. My relationship with Jesus is very important to me, which I cannot compromise in any way. Also, character is important as well, responsibility, in every area of life, because I believe that as people grow older and as you grow, you should become more responsible in everything you do. What are my beliefs? I think my beliefs are intertwined with my values. I don't know what to say about that one. Then, do I have unresolved personal issues I need to deal with? Yes, basically, something I'm working on. I may not sound like it, but I can be shy. Talking in front of a crowd or in front of a group of people. You know, I always get very nervous. In fact, the first time you called me to talk on something today, I got a bit nervous, you know, but I'm always able to recover a bit. When I start talking, I recover quickly, and it's something I try to hide, you know, but it's something that is really there. So anytime I have to talk in front of people, you know, it makes me very shaky and all that, but I'm trying to work on that. And then, will my personal beliefs and values interfere with my practice? I don't think, maybe a little, but I don't think very much, because I'm somebody too that can be objective. I try to be objective in things I do, and I understand that not everybody shares the same faith as me. And I understand also that even though you share the same faith as me, not everybody is at the same spiritual level, you know, as me. So I'm very objective. So I think I have the ability to separate my personal beliefs from that of my practice, that of my clients. That's it, basically.
Thank you so much, Rosalind. The truth is, like we discussed at the beginning of this class, finding yourself to find others. If you have issues that you are trying to resolve, you are trying to deal with, if you freely personalize this training, by the time you are coming out, like I tell people, and people and me, you can, and some of our students, you can ask them, they will testify to it, that what I call this certificate, especially the certificate in counseling course, is becoming born again. That's how I call it. You become a different person entirely, a new person, a more emotionally stable, who is somebody who is more in control. That's who you become. And it's so when we do this aspect of this particular exercise, and people talk about personal issues, I want them to search deeper and find all of these issues and connect it to the training and feel like, you know what, by the time I'm coming out of this training, I'm working on this, I've been working on this thing, but I want to be sure that this thing is totally over. And I bet it with you, it happens. It will even happen. All right. Okay. So who has not spoken? Our batch rep. Barakat. Are you in class? I think we lost her. So while we wait for Barakat, I think it's been a great day, you know, and orientation normally is supposed, just because we've been talking about a lot of stuff and supposed to take us like 2 hours, but I'm glad that we were able to make the best of the orientation. Nice meeting every one of you. I look forward to seeing you. I don't know if I'm going to be in your class tomorrow, but I hope to be in your class. You're starting your module 1 tomorrow. Then, okay, I realized that Rosalind, what I was told is that even if Rosalind is joining, it's going to be part-time. So Rosalind might not even be a part of this class. All right. So nice meeting you, Rosalind, Martins, Gbemisola, Tomi, and Barakat. Barakat, are you back?
Nice meeting you too, ma.
So we are waiting for you. So please, everybody drop your phone numbers.
Yes, I'm back.
Drop your phone numbers in the chat box, you know, so that Barakat can take it and open a WhatsApp group. So we are waiting for you to answer your question before we call it a day, Barakat.
Okay. So yes, hello everybody. I'm Barakat. What would I say? I'm open-minded, a bit of an not a bit, introverted. So what motivates me is helping people, you know, seeing people succeed. I love to cheer people on and see them succeed. Our values are honesty, integrity, and justice. I really hate when people cheat others. So, what are my beliefs? Well, because I believe in God, and then I believe everybody has everybody is a unique a unique individual, and everybody is a wholesome person who deserves to have the kind of life they live. Would my personal, do I have any unresolved personal issues? Yeah, I do. I would say that maybe because I was really very introverted, I was misunderstood a lot growing up. So these affected my beat. And then also because I'm introverted, so I have a bit of shyness. I'm timid when it comes to public speaking, but it's something I'm working on. So will my personal beliefs and culture affect my practice? No, not really, because my time spent on Seven Cups, I've seen so many weird, like people come, most of these whites. I've seen things like BDSM, gay and stuff. So I've always been able to detach and just be very objective. So I don't think my personal beliefs would affect my practice. So I think
Funny
that's all.
enough,
Yeah,
I
that's all.
thank you
Let's
so
just
much for sharing, Barakat. I actually think that
yes.
majority of the problems that we think are peculiar to the white, I think they are really rooted here. But we pretend a lot. We pretend, we don't report it, we don't,
Yes, over here, yes.
right? So we don't even know. So by the time you start practicing and you see issues in this country, you go fear. As in, I've seen some issues and I've been like, are you for real? I'm not sure it, I will not show it to my client, but when they
Exactly.
in this Nigeria, I currently have a client where there are about 6 of them, couples, you know, and then they sleep with each other. So they exchange partners. Spouse is not, they are married, so
Okay.
they exchange spouses. And then, I mean, if you are talking of this thing in America, people will say, America, but Nigeria. I mean, I was surprised to see that that kind of a thing was going on,
Yeah,
you know.
it happens here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, right. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Uh, okay, so I've seen Baby Sola's contact. I'm not seeing Martin's contact. Is Martin's still in class? Oh, he is gone. Tommy, please drop your number so Barakat could take the numbers and come and go for you. All right, thank you everyone for being part of the class today. I enjoyed myself. Nice meeting you all. Tommy, I noticed you were struggling, but tomorrow is another day. The class is starting fully tomorrow, your module 1, as introduction to counseling, right? Tommy, you want to say something?
Hello, ma.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I am so sorry. My phone was misbehaving. I know I've missed a lot, but I'll be using my other phone in the next class. You were asking for my number, ma.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm finding issues typing it now. In fact, I'm just trying to work on try to take careful. So I don't know if it's okay for me to call it out, ma.
Yes, please. Barakat, can you take?
All right.
Yes, you can call it. Yes.
All right. It's 0708 298
Okay.
2667. 0708
Okay.
298 2667.
2667. Yes, I got it. Thank you.
All right. All right, Madam Barakat, please kindly send me a WhatsApp message so I can catch up.
Okay.
No problem.
So,
all right, ma. Thank you.
You didn't miss too much, Tommy, but I mean, tomorrow is another day. Martin,
all right.
We are done with the class. We just want you to drop your contact. I see that you are back. So we can, anybody want to give a final word, 1 or 2 things? Okay, so 2 people should say something about the class, the orientation class for today. before we go on. So maybe,
I want to say something now.
okay, please go ahead.
Yes, I must say that even just this orientation class, I have learned a lot that some people will not learn in a lifetime. In fact, I was not in all of the. My phone was acting up, and I know I've missed a lot. But just the little that I've heard from you, Ma, I have really learned a lot, and I know that I'm on the right track because we have someone like you, Ma, to guide us. And I just want you to know that we are proud of you. We are really, really proud of you, Ma. When you were talking about experiences and all of that, and when you started initially, yeah, if I really touched me, it really touched me, Ma. I just want to appreciate you for that, Ma. I've really learned a lot. Even just the little ones I heard from you, I really learned a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tony. I look forward to seeing you, at the end of all of this, coming out more, going everywhere, international, locally, is possible. There's nothing you set your mind on that you cannot achieve. And like I said, I also think you are better positioned to do this, all right? So let's do this. Any other person want to make a comment?
Yeah, cool. What Tommy said, the orientation class was really, really very interesting. It was nice meeting everyone. Also listening to you, Ma.
Yes.
Inspiring and really. So we hope that at the end of this program, we'll all just be like you as our mentor.
I'm sure our dream is for us to be better than that.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like every parent's dream for the children.
Yes.
Yes. Martins, please drop your number on the chat box. Final word. Bemisola is out again. Roslyn, you want to say something before we leave? I know you didn't join your time.
Okay, I just want to say thank you for the class. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. It was a very enlightening class, and it was interesting because I've attended some Zoom meetings. In fact, when they first told me the time, it was at a lot of time, I was like, I beg, but I don't even, time has passed and I didn't even notice, So for a class, it's very important that it's interesting. And I think you did a good job. And also, I just want to say thank you for your efforts because I think we've reached a place where we need to separate faith-based counseling from, professional counseling, because in as much as faith-based counseling has a place in our society, but it has actually, from personal experience, it has actually increased some of the problems, we have in our society because
we cannot even overemphasize that. That's huge.
Yeah, so because faith-based counselors are not objective, so I just want to say thank you for the work you're doing, and I wish everybody the best.
Thank you, Rosemary. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Martins.
Yes, Ma, what she said is very true, Ma.
Yeah.
In fact, I was listening to Nigeria for one day, and I was so shocked to hear that most marriage problems are from Christian homes.
Yes, sir.
Because it was so true because when the man was saying the analysis and everything, and this is very true because you will see a woman that is being threatened with her, and I was the number of ladies that have died due to that because you want to listen to a pastor and they lost their life like that. So they are very true on that, my Rose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Tommy, for that contribution. Martins, your final word. Where is Martin? Are you in class? Okay, so let's start with Bemisola, then we end with Martins. Everybody has spoken. Bemisola, your final word on today's class.
Okay. Final word on today's class. I'll just say that happy I'm here, and then I hope to learn more, find myself, so that I can also help others. Today has been great, even from the things you shared with us. I've learned a lot, and I'm glad. And I'm more convinced now that this is where to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martins. Martins, do we have you, or we just go without you? Are you there? All right. So in the absence of Martins, I want to say thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stretch your body, stretch your leg. If you have somebody you can kiss around, kiss the person, hug someone, say something nice to somebody, smile at somebody, be good, and stay happy, and see you tomorrow. Take good care of yourself.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Ma.
Bye. Thanks. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you so
Bye,
much,
everyone.
ma.
Thank you.